And we are back again, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. UTR proudly presents Talk Yo Shit. Tonight we going for part two of the Reddit files. Y'all like the first one so much, we had to bring it back one more time for y'all. Could possibly be a series from now on, but here nor there. But with that being said, we about to get to the Level Professor, and I'm gonna pass the baton off. Floor is yours. Let's get to it.
All right, yeah. Before we start, we're gonna say R.I.P. to the Beat King. We lost him Friday. So just
Rest in
give him
peace.
respect.
Peace. Rest in peace.
And we about to jump into this, y'all. Give me a second. I gotta share it for everybody. So 1 second. Let me go back to the files. All right. Now I know you guys probably seen this one particular story floating around, and I just want to see what y'all gonna say. So this one is: am I the asshole for going to the police when I found out that my parents took out debt in my name? My parents took out credit card and loans in my name. It was fine when they were paying the bills, but they got behind. I don't have a key to the mailbox, so I never saw the bills or anything. I just finished my third year of university and I was going to move out. That required me to get a credit card, a credit check, and stuff. My parents freaked out and forbid me from moving out. They said it was stupid that I would waste my money on moving out when I could save money living at home. They don't like my boyfriend, so I thought that was their issue, but not I was wrong. Long story short, I'm about 60,000 in debt because of them. I cannot afford to pay that off. I told them that they needed to clear that debt immediately and change the house rules so my boyfriend could spend the night. They said that they didn't have the money to pay the debt and that I could not strong arm them into changing the rules of their house. I called my auntie and asked her if I could please come and stay with her for a bit. She let me and asked a lot of questions. Then she showed me a dozen Reddit posts about parents screwing up their kids' future and kids allowing it. I went to the police and reported it. My parents got arrested and charged. They are furious with me. I know they didn't spend the money on me. I do not know what they did to spend it on. I don't care. I feel bad for them, but I'm not letting them fuck up my future. Am I the asshole?
I'm still stuck on the 60 racks worth of debt though. Like how do you rack up that much debt in your child's name and not let the child know that? That's the part that kills me.
It's possible.
Easy.
Very.
Like Nike, just do it.
Just do it, baby.
I mean, all right. Let's not act like we come from the era where I'm not gonna say our parents, but we may know people in our generation who parents have opened up bills and credit cards in their children's name. So we're not gonna act totally ignorant and act like this doesn't happen. No excuse. 60 bands, like Misha's saying, that's a lot of money. I think she went to the wrong people though. Instead of going to the police, she should have went to the credit card agencies and said, this is fraud. This is fraudulent activity, in my opinion. Like you put your parents in jail, and then you got charges against your parents, but then your defense was, can my boyfriend stay? Like that was dumb as hell, in my opinion. Like why would you want to stay in the house, or why would you want to let your boyfriend now stay in the house that your parents took advantage of you? You don't think they're going to take advantage of your boyfriend? Like that'd be the last thing I'd be thinking about. But you're not the asshole for being upset. I just think now you need to start thinking what your resolution should be. And like I said, I would have just went to the credit card bureaus and said, this is a fraudulent activity. This wasn't me who spent this money. Do y'all investigation. Whatever happens, happens. But, going to the police is like, what's the purpose for that?
I think she pretty much cut out the middleman, in my opinion, because if the bills are coming to where they stay at, if her ID and everything says that, they're going to be like, okay. So then they'll go back and see if they can search if they used it at a store, whatever the case may be, and find out it's her parents. It's going to be either two things. She's going to be held responsible because they're going to say, oh, well, this is your mother, so I'm assuming you let them use it, or they still want to put the mother in jail and the father in jail for fraud.
See you later, parents. Love y'all.
So what you say is you rather them do it than you actually do it.
All right, let me be serious for a moment. If these are my parents, I'm not putting my parents in jail over 60 bands. Now I know you guys might have some other opinions, but me personally, no, I'm not putting my parents in jail for doing me wrong. Just got too much respect for my parents. Like I said in the previous show, one of my biggest values is honor my mother and my father. So I would separate myself from my parents, knowing how they put me in a worse position than than I had previously before. Coming out of college, looking to start my life on the right path, and now I'm 60 grand behind. Right out of college, it's tough. But yeah, I'm not putting my parents in jail if we get in person.
Well,
don't expect y'all to agree though, or don't expect y'all to do the same as me.
No. I get it, but I don't think she. You are an asshole for putting your parents in jail. Yes. I'm gonna sit up here and really say that. Like, I just don't see me putting my parents in jail, regardless of how much debt they put me in. I mean, now don't get me wrong. If it was $1 million, maybe, you know what I mean, we probably gotta have this talk. But at the same time, it was kind of some other shit. But anyway, I think that maybe they didn't have the money right then and there, but we don't know if they could have made payments and even work something out with the credit card people or the creditors. So we don't know if
Actually, it said that they didn't have the money to pay it back.
I mean, yeah, right then this second, don't nobody really have 60 bands to just pay right then and there, like boom, there you go. But is there some sort of payment plan that can take action to where it can be the debt can go down, it can be lowered, at minimum to get my shit back into tack, I should say. But I don't think I would call the police on my parents.
60 bands divided by 12 is 5,000 a year. Shit, yeah.
But however, with 500 a parent, so 500 a parent, so
lean to the left, Gerald.
Huh?
Lean to the left.
You're a little staticky right now.
If my computer fucked up, it just fucked up, and I'm kind of frustrated with this computer. I'm really not. But anyway, but yeah, I'm not calling the police on my parents, and yes, you're an asshole for putting your parents in jail. That's all I'm gonna say.
Got you. We got that part.
I definitely would say, I think we all are, could say that you're definitely an asshole, but I feel like it's a difference too, especially if there's a toxic relationship between you and your parents. Then, and y'all kind of estranged, y'all like in the house, but it's really toxic. It's probably a difference. But after that, I probably would still move out. I probably would just stay with my aunt, and we couldn't talk. Like, I do what I have to do to clear my debt, but it ain't nothing they can say to me until they repay me for what I got to do to clear my shit up.
I agree.
All facts.
I honestly agree with that too, because at the end of the day, you pretty much, even if there was a situation where the relationship was okay, that pretty much destroyed it at that point, because you basically ruined your child's chance of having a secure future because you decided to use because you wanted what you wanted at the time. And then, it'll even be parents that's like, well, I did it to take care of you. Well, how is this going to take care of your child when they get older? Now they got to sit here and deal with all this debt. Now
What do
they
you
got
mean?
and now will I say it's as bad for her to have them arrested? No, because at the end of the day, that's not going to change anything. It's still going to be that balance there. It's still, at the end of the day, that still has to be taken care of. So I agree with Hood when it's like, okay, take care of that first, contact these people, figure out what it is you can do, and also provide this information as far as what was done to you. But putting them in jail, it doesn't solve anything as far as the current problem. It doesn't really, like, I get the emotion behind it because it's like, hey, you did something illegal, now you have to pay for it, but what else is it going to help with, basically?
What do you mean by damage your child's future?
Yes.
You
really.
said damaging?
You,
Yes.
you said you said it damaged your child's future. Those
No,
were
no, what I'm saying is if they have all this debt in their child's name, that is damaging to their future. Because here okay, so why wouldn't you think that would be damaging? I guess that's the question.
I
Or
just
maybe I'm saying it wrong.
I think your choice of words might be a little bad. In my opinion, it gives them an unfair start to their future.
Okay.
It sets them back, but you know, I wouldn't go as far as saying like they'll still go out there and find a job. They'll still go out there and eventually get back on their feet if they're really motivated to. They're not going on death row now because
No,
their parents
okay,
put
so
them 60 grand in the hole.
maybe my wording shouldn't have been damaging, but it is unfair and unjust.
Yeah, no, okay, well, I can agree there.
That's
But
totally unjust.
I think we all can agree with that. But go ahead, Meech, get your rocks off, false.
Whoa, hey yo, but I
You did watch it, so go ahead, give your best take. Take that. Bad boy.
I would say, yeah. I mean, we can all say she would definitely be the asshole for putting her parents in jail. I mean, but I will say you do have the right to be outraged and pissed off. I mean, but put your parents in jail behind a credit some credit debt. That is just added extra stress. Like you got to go through all that, the charges against the parents and the case going like as long as it goes. I mean, that is just added stress, and that's gonna add on to more. That's gonna add on to more debt if you get legal teams involved.
For sure.
So it's basically you. It's basically no matter what you do, you're basically still stuck with debt. So why add more debt by putting them behind bars? Like everyone said, just basically get in contact with the creditors and see what you can do to basically cut down the debt as much as possible. I mean, it may take you a minute, but at least you'll be able to make progress in cutting that debt down. Because having debt, having any type of debt is it's not a good look if you really wanted to go out and start a life and be independent and whatnot.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, do we have any comments?
Nope.
Well, to the next question.
Next
And
question.
people don't forget to chime in. Watch us on all platforms: YouTube, Facebook, uh, shit, TikTok, all that stuff. So remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We up in this thing. Off to the next question. Let's go.
Am I the asshole for taking advantage of my girlfriend? Hold on. My girlfriend and I have been together for 3 years. Since we started dating, we have a tradition of paying for each other for dinner for our birthdays. We don't have a limit on how much that meal would cost. My girlfriend doesn't drink. She at most has a mocktail or sparkling water. I usually pay 100 to 150 for both of us for her birthday dinner. My dinner was 2 days ago, and we went out. I drink, which my girlfriend doesn't like, and she thinks it's a waste of money. But it's my birthday, and she agreed to pay for everything. I had 8 drinks and a steak and dessert at a steakhouse, which cost about $200. And with her $70 meal, it came to $310 with tips. She didn't say anything at the time, but last night blew up at me for drinking so much money and expecting her to cover it. I defended myself because it was technically unlimited, and no, I wasn't drunk. I have a pretty high tolerance, so it's not fair I can't enjoy myself. She's pretty frugal, so she thinks it's a crazy amount, and I was an asshole for leaving her with this high of a bill. We agreed we would pay for each other's meals and drinks. It's not my fault she doesn't normally get more than one drink, and it's non-alcoholic, so it's cheaper. But she has been ignoring me and refusing to talk it out. If she's that upset, I'll reimburse her for my portion, but then that's the end of our tradition. Am I the asshole?
No, you're not the asshole. You, like I said, if we agree that I'm able to go out and do whatever on my birthday, no, you're not. I'm not an asshole. Like I said, if it was unlimited, regardless of what I did, and we quote unquote had a tradition to pay for each other's whatever it is. Now, like he or she said, I'm not sure if it's a guy.
It's
So
a guy.
yeah, it ain't his fault that he, like I said, he likes to drink. Okay, she don't. It ain't like he forcing her or anything like that. So quite frankly, no, it's not his fault, and no, he's not an asshole. She needs to jump on board. It is what it is. It was just for one night anyway, so it doesn't really fucking matter. My opinion. Carry on.
I think he totally is the asshole, to be honest. And the reason being, okay, you drink and that's fine. 8 fucking drinks. We all know steakhouse are expensive.
That's
Most
expensive.
of them. Most of them. Not all, but most.
Okay.
And you ordered dessert. You had 8 drinks. You had a steak. And it's just kind of like, dude, we know you got a high tolerance. She said that or whatever. You know how she feels about drinking. You know how she feels about money. And I think it just seems like he kind of did it on purpose to me. Like he purposely went and drank 8 drinks, knowing how she feels about him drinking in general. I'm saying you can have some drinks, but eight alcoholic beverage, that's a lot. That's
Not to
definitely
mention it's at a steakhouse, so I can imagine those drinks are not exactly like, $5, $6. Like sometimes at steakhouses, those drinks can range up to about $20 per drink.
I make the face because I don't know no place you can buy a $5 drink at no more. I mean,
exactly. But
You
what
know
I'm
what
saying,
I mean?
Hell no.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
no. That was towards Heather B. She was like, "It's a steakhouse, so I'm sure the drinks are not $5-6." And
It was just me being.
My rebuttal was, "There's nowhere in 2024 you probably could buy a $5-6 premium drink, or even a regular drink. Your soda alone is probably gonna cost you about $4.
Right.
So please believe, drink."
But the point of saying that is that if you're going to a steakhouse, I know that was absurd to say $5, but when you're going to a steakhouse, they can range anywhere from $17 to $20. And you talking about you got 8 drinks, like that's that.
What I'm saying is this: it's okay to get some drinks. It's okay to drink, but I feel like he's an asshole to a certain extent, knowing how she feels about it. But at the same time, no, there wasn't a limit on her stuff. But it's just kind of like, I have somebody paying for me, and I'm just gonna go and do the most. 8 drinks is a bit much.
So I got 2 different perspectives on this story.
Go ahead.
My first perspective would be, we gotta stop playing tick for tack when we go out as a couple. So at the end of the day, I shouldn't be clocking what you pay for me, and I should be clocking what I pay for you. So if we're together, whether it's a relationship, marriage, stop clocking what the other person does for you, because all it does is creates friction or creates some type of account system for each other, and at the end of the day, it's going to go down as, well, I did this for you and you did this for me, or vice versa. So to eliminate the problem is, I know your situation. I'm not going to go out and spend 8 drinks on you knowing that I might not be able to afford it. One. Secondly, I could have just been like, you know what? I know it's your birthday. I know you like to drink. Let's just grab a bottle let's pregame before we go to dinner. Therefore, so when we get to dinner, maybe it's just one drink at that point, because I know you like to drink. I don't think it may sound like there's a communication issue, because at the end of the day, I can just communicate to you, if you like to drink, I know what your favorite drink is, I'll buy you a bottle. That's going to be way cheaper than me buying you 8 drinks at dinner. I think we should stop putting so much emphasis on the steakhouse, because at the end of the day, drinks going to be expensive anywhere you go to, whether it's a steakhouse, whether it's a seafood restaurant, whether it's a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, we only say steakhouse because that's where he said it was.
I get it, but I think, in my opinion, we're putting a little bit too much emphasis on steakhouse. At the end of the day, drinks are just expensive, period, whether it's Roof Chris or El Torito. At the end of the day, if I'm buying top shelf liquor's expensive. So one, I would say, if I knew you like to drink, I know drinking's your thing, let me buy you a bottle of your favorite drinks. It may be cheaper for me to buy you a bottle, and we pregame on either at home on the way there. I'll drive, you drink, or you drink at the house before while we getting dressed for dinner, and we go that route. So one, stop clocking your partner's pockets. I think that's always going to be a disaster for failure. But two, it sounds like she's financially not in a stable place like he is. So
I don't think it sounds like that, but go ahead and I'll tell you why.
I would say, if he knows that if he knows that she might be somewhat in a bad place for buying him 8 drinks financially, and the reason why I said that is because he made the point of, well, I just pay her back the money for the drinks, as if like she didn't have the money. So that's why I made that point.
So he said in the story, she's frugal and she thinks that drinking is the waste of money.
Okay. Well, either way,
my birthday though.
No. But listen. He also said in the headline, he said, "And am I the asshole for taking advantage of my girlfriend?" He's already letting you know that that's what he said. That's
okay. No. I heard the title. I got the title, and no, I don't think he took advantage. It's his birthday. It ain't like
he said he took advantage.
Okay. As a guy, me personally, whenever I walk outside, whether it's for myself or with me in a +1, it's going to be a mandatory $100 day. So just to go outside these days, it's $100 day. If you think about gas money, your outfit, your haircut, drinks, dinner, you're going to spend. Well, I'm just saying, minimum is going to be $100 day. So at the end of the day, like, now that you kind of like throwing 8 drinks, I don't know. Me personally, I'm never going to a restaurant, whether birthday or not my birthday, and be like, yeah, keep them coming. 8 drinks. It's on her tonight. Like, that is kind of weird to me.
Right.
Whether girlfriend
said I took advantage of her because I had 8 drinks.
Maybe he was a Wonder Bread and you know how they drink.
Well, yeah, that's why I introduced the idea of possibly like, hey, I'll buy you a bottle, you pregame on the way to the restaurant.
I hear that aspect. Yes, that's a way
that's one route to go.
Is me creating a solution other than me paying all this money at a restaurant for all this alcoholic beverages that normally you wouldn't get in the first place. Like, here, just have a bottle to yourself. And at this point, by the time you get to a restaurant, there's no reason for you to order 8. Maybe you might order 1. Maybe you won't order none at that point, because again, why are you getting this loaded for your birthday at a restaurant for a dinner before me and you? Like, there's not a party. Like,
okay, but my question is this: what number is not taking advantage? You're taking advantage. Okay, y'all say 8 is too much. So what's the number then? 4?
Well, I look at it like this: if he said that when they went out for her birthday, he didn't buy that many drinks for himself, then on his birthday, he gonna get 8 drinks. It's like, it's ridiculous. You don't drink like that any other time, but for your birthday, you just gonna be like, fuck it, I'm gonna drink all this, that, and the third. After you already said your girlfriend doesn't like that you drink. If she doesn't like that you drink, you can keep it to a minimum, maybe 2 or 3. I'm not saying don't get you no drink, but you already know she doesn't like when you drink. So then just keep it at a minimum. And then for you to get 8 drinks and then say because you have a high tolerance for alcohol is crazy.
Okay, but at the same time, it's his birthday. It's one day.
I think everybody
That's all I'm saying.
looks at it. Oh, I'm sorry. I think you're still frozen, Jay.
I probably am.
Meech, what's your thoughts, real quick? As you a guy, maybe you might have a different opinion than what the women might have. But what's your opinion? Because never mind.
It's like it's I'm kind of on the fence. Like I would say like, yeah, 8 drinks is a little bit insane, especially if they're like, especially what type of strength those drinks have, and having like 8 of those is like a little bit on the excessive side. I mean, I get the fact that it's you're the birthday boy, you want to go out and just enjoy yourselves, but you have a drinks at a steakhouse, and it was pointed out early, like buying drinks at anywhere is you're gonna pay a good penny for them. So to go super excessive with 8 drinks, especially if they're like super strong drinks, I can see why she would be upset, but under that same umbrella, like just not having to sit down and talking about it and kind of like holding that type of grudge, it's that could lead to something.
He did it because his reception was bad. He want to get his point across.
Damn. But I was saying that her not sitting him down and talking about it, that is kind of a backfire, because if you don't talk about it, it's going to lead to something it's going to lead to eventually a bigger argument. So why not just get it out in the open, talk about it, and just leave it right then and there? Because not talking about it, it could possibly lead to a big blow up, and that's something you don't want.
I'm going to agree with you on that, Meech. The problem is there was no conversation. That's the problem. There you go. Anything else before we head to the comments, y'all?
I don't think so. So can we have a conversation in the comments, please?
All right. Meg Love, she says, "Hey guys."
Hey, Meg.
Hi, May.
Happening.
Brent says, "What it do?"
What it is,
And
my guy.
he also says, "Top shelf liquor is going to start at 15 plus, depending on the restaurant." Gerald, get out the goddamn comments. It's my birthday. Spoil me, damn it. I deserve it, especially if I'm a good man throughout the year. You know what?
Nobody said he wasn't a good man.
I deserve it. If I want 8 drinks, I can get 8 drinks.
Just clocking the number is crazy though. Like at the end of the day, like she counted. That's one margarita. That's one sidecar. That's one adios.
Oh God! Now you got a vodka and cranberry too. Like, come on, man. Like
if I'm at the bar, again, like, come on. We all have birthdays together. So at the end of the day, if someone decide like, hey, buy me a drink, or people just keep on buying you drinks. Like the fact that the number is thrown out there is kind of crazy. So it's crazy to me though.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I don't think necessarily it's the amount of drinks that he drank. I just think it was because he drank a lot of alcohol. He's the one who's counting that I had 8 drinks and it equal to this amount. So it would be different. And the reason why I said it because it's coming from his perspective and not hers. Make sense?
It makes sense, but at the end of the day, like, if I know it's your birthday, now I'm kind of leaning with Gerald now. Like now, if I know it's your birthday,
listen what I'm saying.
I want you to have a good time.
You're supposed to have a good time.
Money's not an issue because you like to lavish on yourself, but you're not willing to get me loaded for my birthday.
I don't think it's that. what he said was, and this is what I don't think nobody's paying attention to. She doesn't like when he drinks. Right?
It's my birthday though.
What? No. Listen to what I'm
Not to
saying.
mention,
Hold
he's
on.
frugal.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is this, because I'm agreeing with y'all, but I'm just trying to let y'all see, right? So I agree. It's his birthday. Have your drinks. What I'm saying is she's probably just upset because he said that she doesn't like to waste money on liquor, but he's the one who's saying he took advantage of her by drinking 8 drinks. It's not coming from her saying it. It's coming from him saying it. So
I would like to know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, I think it's more of a, because he was just drinking a lot more than how many drinks he had. Because he's the one that's like, oh, well, I took advantage of her because I had 8 drinks and I did this and I did that.
So he feels like he took advantage of her because she drinks 2 and he drinks 8 for his birthday?
She didn't drink
Or,
nothing.
excuse
She don't
me,
drink
she doesn't drink.
She
But
did not
think-
have
I
one
think-
At the end of the day,
drink.
like, if she's with me at dinner, that means she's my designated driver. She knows I had 8 drinks at this point, so she's gonna drive. At the end of the day, she knows it's my birthday. At the end of the day, like, what more needs to be said besides like, okay, like, you have 2, I had 8. You know, I want to know, why does he feel like did he take advantage of her?
That's the
Knowing that
question, because
I'm-
he's
I'm
the
tell-
one
I'm
saying that
telling
he
you why.
took advantage of her.
I wanna know why he was saying that.
she's no. The reason why he feels he's taking advantage of her because she is frugal. She thinks it's a waste of money to drink. So he feels in his heart of hearts, oh, I had 8 drinks on my birthday, so, and I know she didn't want to pay for those. So now is, oh, I took advantage of her. No, you didn't, because like I said, when y'all go out for her birthday, you buy her whatever she wants. You ain't complaining about it, regardless if it's excessive or if it's not excessive. So I believe in my heart of hearts, he did not take advantage of her. He went out and did what he wanted to do. He spent it with her. She just had to pay a couple more dollars compared to what he normally pays because she doesn't drink. That
I'm
ain't
with
his.
Jay. I'm with Jay on this one.
I'm sure you
Can I-
would be.
Let's hear it, Heather. I'm here, Heather. What's up?
Okay. I think the reason why that he's asking the question, because I can see where Put is coming from. It's not just the fact that she's frugal. It's not just only that. He is probably thinking about it from that perspective because, okay, yes, it was his birthday. He was having fun. He was having a good time. This is what he wanted to do. But he probably thought of it in a different perspective of, you know what, even though I don't limitate her, she doesn't take that moment to go over the top either. Whether if it's alcohol, drinks or not, she still stays within a certain limit, even though I give her, unlimited reigns because it's her birthday. So the way he's probably looking at it is like, damn, she doesn't do this to me, but even though I'm all in the right because it's my birthday, damn, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Or maybe he's trying to see it from her perspective as opposed to only going with the thought of it was my birthday. It shouldn't matter. Like, that's what I wanted. So it's just him trying to get a better understanding of maybe how it's making her feel. So that's why he's coming to Reddit and asking the question, like, do you think I'm really the asshole? Like, it's just trying to navigate through the situation.
All right.
Okay.
I mean,
Comments, please. Go ahead, A.
no, we just gonna go in circles and circles. So at this point, we either do an NASCAR or we burn rubber. So at the end of the day, we can go back to Brent's last comment.
All right. Brent says 8 drinks is excessive, and if she don't like when he drinks anyway, means she don't like dealing with him when he's drunk, because he might be acting a complete asshole when he's drunk.
Well,
We don't know this. We don't know this for a fact.
I mean,
He
it all
say that-
depends.
he just
I know.
said in the story.
I know. At the end of the day, I know people who can handle 8 drinks and be totally fine. So
Be smooth.
Totally fine.
at the end of the day, I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know that for a fact, but we do know people who can't hold their liquor, and if by 8 drinks, they are toe up and don't know how to act. So it wasn't that part wasn't discussed in the story, so we're not going to go that far and say that per se.
Only she knows.
Abby, can we go to the next story, Miss Professor? Thank you. Fucking amazing.
Am I the asshole for slapping a teenager? I, 32 female, was at a water park this last weekend with my husband, 32 male, and my daughter. We were in one of the pools practicing swimming and keeping to ourselves. There was a group of teen boys there, and while I was working with my daughter on swimming, one of them came up behind me, and I felt a tug on the strings of my top, untying it. I spun around, saw this 15 and 7-year-old with a smirk, and slapped him. This quickly caused a scene. The park staff got involved as well. The boys' parents, who were livid at me, my my husband and another lady saw it happen and confirmed that he really did grab my top. There was also cameras around the pool that kind of show it. Wasn't the best angle though. The boys' parents threatened assault charges and I threatened sexual assault charges if they decided to go that way. Eventually we were both asked to leave and haven't heard anything since. My husband though still thinks I overreacted a bit, which I don't. Am I the asshole?
No, I think that you just did whatever you would do in a reaction. I mean, you say these kids were how old again? 15 and what?
Between 15 and 17.
So you knew exactly what you were doing by doing that. You knew
He knew what he
exactly
was doing when he smirked.
exactly. And you thought it was funny and you got backhand and now that's lesson learned at the end of the day. You don't touch people that don't want to be touched at the end of the day. That's an unwanted advance, which she could have pressed charges against you for sexual assault.
Mhm.
I
So
personally
no,
think
I don't think it was an overreaction. I don't think it was an overreaction. She just reacted the way she would react to a grown man doing the same thing.
I think it's just a natural
My-
reaction. Boy,
Yes.
young kid or
I
not,
think it was a natural
especially when
reaction.
you turn around. I think the smirk probably made it worse, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
'cause
It did.
yes.
I think the smirk
Yes.
made it worse, in my opinion. But I definitely think that her husband is a bit of an asshole to tell her that she pretty much was just like overreacting to that. That's not an overreacting if it's not happening to you. It's a little bit different when something happens to you versus you seeing it just happening. You know, it could have been a lot of things that happened. He could have pulled her top and exposed her to any and everybody around. So
Right. But what if
Yeah.
he would have pantsed her? What if
You
he would
know,
have went
so-
the other way and pantsed her? Then
right. I don't think it was an overreaction. I don't think she's an asshole. It's just it's a natural thing. She probably would have turned him in like what the hell or something, but the fact that he had a smirk on his face led to a smack. Plain and simple. You play dangerous game, you win dumb prizes. That's all I'm saying.
No true words were ever spoken. And honestly, I feel like her reaction was pretty much it was definitely justified because I mean, come on now. You're out there with your what was it, her daughter?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're out there with your daughter at the water park, and you're just enjoying a good time, and then you got these little boys being young pervy
Little
sages. These little boys being little pervy sages and want to undo her top and just pretty much give everyone a live show, and then they basically had like a devious smile on their face, and like it's pretty much like this. You want to play grown up, you want to play childish games. Expect that kind of consequence when doing so. And you can tell by the way he had that smirk, like he didn't care. He didn't care. He knew what he was doing. He just didn't give a fuck.
All right, time out, y'all. All right, hold up. There's two sides to every story. We hear one side of the story, and then we saw fuzzy videos. They saw fuzzy video surveillance cameras that don't really justify anything, and then two people who say they kind of side with her. But then they're like, there's so much left open in this story that y'all kind of just jump on her bandwagon, and I don't necessarily agree with it either. At the end of the day, we don't know. One, the boy could have some mental illness problems, and we all know that they don't normally think always is straight.
I'm
So
about bullshit because I work with them every day.
Okay, but they do skeptical stuff. Am I right or am I wrong?
I'm gonna call bullshit.
Moving on.
Let's continue.
What if the boy was in distress and we're at a water park, and why are you teaching your daughter how to swim at our swimming lessons at a public water park?
Because they're in the practice pool. That's what
It don't matter. Go to a private pool. Go to the public pool. Like, why are we're at Soak City and you over here? Yes, daughter. 1 stroke, 2 stroke. If you don't get your swim teacher ass out of here, this is not what you for.
We just said they were over there by themselves.
Bottom line. If you're grown enough to grab my top, you grown enough to get fucked up. That's basically it. Right
All I'm saying
Basically,
is, I don't agree with. If that was my son, I would have some words for the lady too. But I will also have some words for
of
my
course
son.
I'm gonna have some words for the lady. But
I would have some words for my son as well. Let me finish my statement. I will have words for both parties, because at the end of the day, again, you kind of just turned around and then made an assumption that, yeah, my son was being a perv. You don't know what my son was going through. You don't know what type of mental conditions my son have. You don't know. Again,
well, then you should be next to your child.
I think it was an overreaction. I agree with the husband. But at the end of the day, like, who am I to tell somebody that, you overreacted when it didn't happen to me, it happened to them. So I kind of sympathize with that part. But at the end of the day, I just feel like slapping the shit out of a 15-year-old boy at a water park, that's overkill, y'all. That's overkill.
That's interesting.
I honestly don't think that was an overreaction, because at the end of the day, you're not going to sit here and the only thing that you're sitting here feeling while you're in the pool is somebody trying to pull your top off, which is going to expose you. So you're not going to turn around and automatically see, okay, how old was the person? Okay, you're going to automatically react to that, because at the end of the day, that is someone that is exposing you in a public area. Like, there are people who have been in situations like that, even though it was caused by someone else, because they were the ones that were exposing their body. They were the ones that were prosecuted, are made to look upon like they were a social pariah. So I get where you're coming from as far as it being situations where the person might have special issues or whatever. But I think in this situation, that is an important part to be mentioned. If that
it would be an important part, but we wouldn't know that part because we only got her story. We don't know his story, nor his parents' side of the story.
But
so at the end of the day, based off this story alone, which came from her and her husband, I think that we don't know the other side of the story. So again, y'all
jump. It says after the parents said that they was going to file assault charges, she said she was going to file sexual assault charges.
Let's go to court. Let's go to court.
And then the parents didn't, and she said she didn't hear nothing else from them.
Okay, so I mean, she dropped her case. We dropped our case. We just gonna move on, and guess what?
That pretty much sounds like he copped to what he did. So they're like, okay, well, you know what? If you did this, and then
it don't sound like that though. But at the end of the day,
one way of going about it.
I just feel like there's too much left out. We don't know this kid's side of the story. At the end of the day, if
you're not gonna know both sides of the story, anyways.
Okay, but based off the information, I'm not going to just hop on one side of the story because she feels like behind my back, I feel my top get loose, and I turn around, there's a little kid smirking at me. So I turn around, I decide to slap the fuck out of him. Like, I think if that's your kid, if that little boy is your kid, you guys will respond a lot differently.
Oh no, most
definitely. So let me ask you, if that was your daughter and somebody did that to her top, would you respond differently?
I would.
Okay. How would you respond? Is my question.
If that was a little girl who actually was reaching to unloose the grown woman's top, would you respond differently?
It wasn't a little kid. She said 15 to 17. So
if it was a 15-year-old girl who did it, opposed to a 15-year-old boy who did it, would you feel any differently?
I would still smack them, regardless if it was a boy or a girl.
If it was your child, would you feel any differently?
Guess what? My child knows that they're not supposed to put their hands on somebody. So guess what? Yeah, I'm gonna be mad that somebody hit my fucking child.
Yeah, at the end of the day, don't touch my child. Don't put your hands on my child. I don't care what my child did. I would never leave my child unattended.
I'd be mad because somebody put their hand on my child, but at the same time, I'm going to get on my child's ass because
I never said I wouldn't get on my child's ass. I never said, and that's why I told Gerald I would definitely have remarks for both parties, my child and the person, because I don't think it's fair.
And I agree.
I mean, so basically, he's saying leave the discipline to the parent.
Don't discipline my child for a mistake my child could have done. And in fact, you don't even know what happened because again, your top came loose and you turn around. You didn't see with your own two eyes what was going on at the end of the day. You making
She said they were in the pool by themselves. And then
they couldn't have been in the pool by themselves if my child and her friends are now around.
So my question is, her being
if my child and his friends are now around, if there's a group of 17-year-olds,
they were in the pool by themselves first. They came into the pool.
But they're at a theme park. So what makes you think they can be in a public pool by themselves? We're at a theme park.
She didn't say. First of all, she didn't say it was a theme park.
At the end of the day,
first of all, she said we were in the swimming pool in the corner by ourselves in the other swimming pool.
If you're not at a swimming pool at your house, if you're not at a private swimming pool where no one else is, if you rent the pool out yourself, then that means you're at a pool where other people are allowed to be there with you as well.
That's fine.
At the end of the day,
that's plain and simple.
Does that still does it make it okay because it's in public?
It doesn't make it okay, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make it okay that you put your hands on my child either.
And no one's
at the end of the day, it's a 15-year-old child we're talking about. Now, if it's another grown-ass adult, have it your way. Beat the person's ass. But at the end of the day, slapping the shit out of my kid, that's not the right solution either.
I do not agree with that because, like I said, your kid at the particular point in time was acting like an adult.
That's fine.
You don't have to doing adult shit at the end of the day because, like I said,
you don't know that for a fact, Jay. At the end of the day, again, my child was behind you, and your top became loose. I wouldn't have this argument if they slipped on the cameras and said, "Yes, we see your child reaching for this woman's top, and the top came loose right after he reached for it." But we don't even have video surveillance to justify that point either. We have two witnesses.
It says that they have the video. The angle is a little weird, but you can see
it's not a good angle.
It's not a good angle, which means we don't know for 100%.
It's not a good angle, but you can see it. Is what she said. It's not a good angle, but you can see it.
Again, I'm just we can move on. We can move on. But we got to agree to disagree on this one. Just don't put your hands on my child.
I can understand because I'm not a father.
It's a mixture of
I'm not a father at this particular point in time. But However, would I be upset if someone slapped my child? Yes, but would I have words for that lady? Most definitely. But when we get home, I'm on your ass, boy.
I'm not disagreeing with your point at all, and I don't want you to ever think that just because you're not a father that your opinion is invalid. At the end of the day,
I mean, I'm disqualified
at the end of the day
because, like I say, I am not a father. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel at that particular point in time. But what I am doing is jumping on this lady's bandwagon just because it was a possibility she was about to be exposed, and there is a semi-adult behind her at the particular point in time when all this was about to happen. And yes, but it was a natural reaction in my point of view.
Let's put it in a different context. If we're all out somewhere and I notice that a boy's about to do something inappropriate to Heather, I will make sure Heather doesn't do anything stupid to this little kid, or I will make sure that Heather doesn't do nothing stupid to this boy. Just for the fact that, hey, sir, I see you over there acting stupid. But I'm not going to let Heather turn around and slap the fuck out of the boy and then jeopardize now Heather going to jail. I feel like, one, it was an overreaction, and two, I think her husband was wrong in the fact that even not even jump in or even step in at the moment and be like, let me be not only a parent, but let me be a husband in the moment and say, hey, kid, I don't know what your motives are right now. Wifey, you just smacked them. Let me take care of this. Let me handle this as now your husband, as a protector, as a leader of this family. You get your top and you get the kid together. I take care of this young man.
You definitely could have stepped in.
He dropped the ball by not. Go ahead.
Okay. Now here's my take on what you just said. If somebody was about to, let's say hypothetically, we all are out somewhere like you just said. If you saw somebody about to do something to Heather, let's just say this person smacked Heather on the ass. And Heather turned around and gave it to him. Now, like I said, she's perfectly within the right to act like that because she felt she was violated at the end of the day. Now, what happened now, the consequences that's about to happen after that, yes, I'm gonna have to be there in order to bring this shit back together. In a sense, like, look, your son was out of bounds. He know what he did. He saw a fat ass, and he just thought it was cool to touch. And at the same time, you got to teach your child that it's not good to touch people inappropriately and have unwanted sexual advances. Bottom line. All right. And that's just my take on it. But with that being said, we're gonna bring it back a little bit. And do we have any comments?
No.
None.
Next question.
Next story.
Whatever. You know what I mean.
Well, I didn't correct you the first time you said it, so I'm just telling you a story, not question. But anyways, moving on. Okay. Am I the asshole for leaving my ex to take care of his child and take the business upgrade? I, 30 female, have been dating Matt, 33 male, for about a year. Matt has a kid, Alex, from his first relationship. The kid is under 2 years old. Every now and then, I used to look after Alex when Matt was at work. We don't live together, but they stay at my house every now and then. We decided to go on a holiday for 10 days at the start of May. And due to some family drama, Alex had to go with us. The flights were over 8 hours long, and I have booked the tickets for all of us. During the flight and the holiday, I have spent nearly all my time was spent looking after Alex while Matt had the time of his life. Some things came to my attention. He was still seeing his ex, which resulted in us breaking up at the end of our stay. On the flight back, we were all sitting together, and a flight attendant approached us and asked my ex if he wanted an upgrade to the business class. Before he can say anything, I have mentioned it was me who brought the tickets and used my own account to pay for them. So an upgrade should go to me. The flight attendant was trying to argue at first, as she assumed Alex was my child. But I told her that's not the case and ended up having an upgrade so I can relax after spending all this time looking after Alex. After the flight, Matt and a few other passengers who assumed I am the mom, as well as some family members and friends, called me an asshole for not giving the upgrade to Matt. Even after I have mentioned to the flight attendant, and didn't say anything about Alex being allowed to join Matt. Am I the asshole for taking the upgrade?
I'm gonna let y'all take the reins on this one.
I absolutely don't think she's the asshole. And I'm not even talking about in the sense of because he cheated. I'm not even looking at that. This is your kid. The trip was for us. Your kid ended up having to come. Yes, you played mother, but then you had to keep the kid and stay while he had the time of his life and you was with the baby. So then we on the flight. Nah, I'm going to take that upgrade because now I need a break. Plain and simple. You don't need a break from your kid because you had to break the whole damn trip. So you're not the asshole for taking an upgrade.
Honestly, I don't believe she's the asshole because she even pointed out like the husband was asked for the upgrade, but thinking that it was, the trip was on him. But she basically pointed out like, no, everything was charged to me. This is my account. This is this should be my perk. I mean, it may sound selfish about it, but I mean, no, but it was basically all on me. So the stewardess should have asked the person that was in charge of the flight and the flight account in the end of it all.
Although I agree with you, I'm gonna say this: they don't know who account it is because every ticket has the person's name on it, so they're not going to know.
They don't care who account it is, nor do they care who purchased the tickets. All they're doing is their job, and they have an open seat available in business class. And be like, "Hey, sir. Hey, ma'am. Hey, kid. Do y'all?"
Sorry, I just want to clarify something before you. that in the letter it states that Alex couldn't join Matt in business class. Couldn't join Matt in business class.
So only one of them can go.
So someone's going to be left behind with the kid, regardless.
So
I don't feel like she's an asshole. I feel like after the entire weekend, it wouldn't have been fair for Matt to go and leave her once again with the child while he enjoys the perk. I think that would be really, really, really messed up. So, and not to mention, she was the one who paid for everything. So I just don't. My question is, what would be the reason of her being an asshole in this situation? I guess that's the real question. What would make
the asshole part would be her saying, "I brought this, I brought that," but other than that, no.
Yeah, I guess that's the real question. What makes her the asshole in this situation?
There's really no point in the story that would make her the asshole, in my opinion.
Double A, what you think?
I have no remarks at this point.
Well, my personal opinion, no, she's not an asshole because, like I said, this is basically she spent the whole trip looking after a child. Technically, it wasn't hers. Yes, she's in a relationship with this man, and come to find out he cheated. So that was even more reason to go take the upgrade or perk. But this is probably the only thing she has gotten to enjoy the whole trip is the flight home. So at this point, no, she's not an asshole. And honestly, what the other passengers had to say, fuck the passengers. I don't give a fuck what y'all think.
No, seriously,
Y'all don't know what this. Y'all don't know what this.
Hey, you ain't lying though.
Y'all don't know what this MF did to me before we got on this flight. Y'all don't know what happened with him in our relationship or anything to that nature before we got on this flight. And y'all don't know that I was stuck with this child before we got on this flight. So for y'all to assume that I'm the mother, and I've told the flight attendant many times that I'm not the mother. And yes, I want to upgrade because I don't want to be around this child for this 3, 4, 5 hours or however long this flight is about to be. Okay, 8 hours. Shit. And you need to watch your child, and you done already been out, and you cheated on me too. So you did enough this weekend, buddy.
And you basically lived this best life.
Like, that's light. That's
I don't know why she just didn't change her flight. Like, go home with your son. What's there's no attachments to y'all no more at the end of the day.
Well, she said they broke up at the end of the trip. So
they broke up when she found out he cheated. But at the end of the day,
that was at the end of the trip.
It wasn't official. But at the end of the day, like, you can go home with your son. I go home. Like, at this point, that I'll flip it and put it on the other side. If I've been watching a girl's child a whole trip, I pay for the trip. Like we said earlier, the ticket account is in my name. I can just simply change my flight and and jump on a different flight and send them home whenever the trip was over.
It honestly, to be quite honest with you, it depends on what kind of flight it is, because there are those flights where if you're in the middle of your trip, like let's say you've already done the departure, depending on what type of flight it is, they won't allow you to change it. Like if it's a situation where it's a non-refundable flight, you have no choice but to take that flight, or you're going to lose out on money because you're basically going to you're going to have to buy another flight.
Possibly pay more money.
If you want to go separate.
Y'all got to start flying with insurance. Y'all got to start flying with insurance. It might cover you 90% of the time.
Life insurance.
The other 10%.
Life insurance.
Right, but you bought it.
Maybe she didn't get a flight. Maybe they didn't have another flight available, and she didn't want to stay another day.
It's reasons because
and possibly she couldn't afford another day.
Point of it all is that I don't have no attachment to this man or this child. He's not my wife. I'm not his wife, and this child's not my biological child. So at the end of the day, if I felt that hurt or I felt that mad, if there's nothing that can keep me away from somebody if I felt that upset or mad about a situation. Now I know, like I've been stuck in this room all weekend with this child while you've been out there showing your ass. So best believe every time you get back to this room, you know I'm mad. You know I'm steaming. You know I'm hot. Like you can probably feel the tension in the room as you walk in every night at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. If that's what she was doing. So at the end of the day, like, yeah, you know, I was your babysitter. So at the end of this trip, I'm not going home with y'all. In fact, I don't know the situation. Maybe she has to be at work the following day. But at the end of the day, I'm not. Yeah, I get it.
Again,
She said they broke up at the end of the ship, so it could have been they broke up at the airport. No, it just at the end of the day they broke up. So they sitting there and they come and ask, "Oh, do you want to?" Nah, I'm taking that upgrade. Fuck that nigga. Fuck his kid. What did they say? Fuck them kids.
I get it, but like I said earlier, when flight attendants come around, they're not asking who purchased the tickets. They're not asking who.
I know that.
But at the end of the day, they're also not saying they're not also saying play paper rock scissors to figure out who's taking the upgrade. If I'm a flight attendant, I come to Meech and say, Meech, do you want this upgrade? It's not up to you to say, no, I'm taking the fucking upgrade because I've been doing this shit all weekend. Well, ma'am, I didn't offer you the upgrade. I offered him the upgrade.
And I would have told him no, because this his kid. She offered him because
and
they
shouldn't have been as soon as she cleared that up, it shouldn't have been another conversation about it.
No, it shouldn't. You know, you're absolutely right because we don't.
Be nothing else.
How old was the child? Did they specify?
Under 2 years old.
Okay, so no, he shouldn't have been able to leave his child back there with a stranger. No way. So no, you're right. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying, like, you know, I would have done things a lot differently than what she would have done things.
I think it was because she was already frustrated. So I just feel like, you know what? I'm frustrated. You need to just ask this man after all this that I didn't found out. No, fuck that. I paid for the shit.
But they don't know that though.
No. What I'm saying is, I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is this: after she said what she said, because he's in there, it said that the baby couldn't go up there with him. I feel like if the baby could have went up there, she would have been like fine. But because the baby had to stay back and couldn't go up there. No, you're not about to go up there and leave.
They should have offered. They should have offered an upgrade to somebody else, and not not him or the kid or her. They should offer the upgrade to somebody else.
Hey yo, bottom line, I done went fuck Stud Muffin and his child, and y'all shut up because y'all not gonna do nothing. I'm turning up on this play. I'm going to the front. Fuck y'all.
And here comes TSA walking down the aisle. Mr. Williams, with us, please.
Pick what y'all want.
With us, please.
Step off the plane, please.
Matter of fact, I'm grabbing. Matter of fact, I'm talking shit on my way.
Bye, Gerald. Bye, buddy.
Snapchat, business class. How y'all feel about that shit? And then I'd have grabbed my overhead. I'd have been hitting people who was talking shit about me. Oh, you're the no. Shut up.
No, that's when the tears would have been turned on. Like, I do understand what I've been going through.
Tears
cheated on me while I took care of his child the whole time. It would have came out.
Then you would look even more crazier, Heather. Then you would walk out with a straight jacket on.
No, shout out to my man Mike Will. I would have went fuck Stud Muffin. I'm taking upgrade.
I'll be up there in business class like, freshly single. Fuck that shit.
You've been freshly single. You've been in a room all weekend playing babysitter. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm officially freshly
single. Now you official. You've been single. You went on a trip to be a babysitter.
You just gave a reason why there was no reason why she was an asshole for it.
It said that she booked a trip for her and him, and then something happened and he had to bring the baby along.
So after night 1, after night 2, after night 3, it didn't click in your head like, oh wow, you're leaving again? Oh wow, you're leaving. Oh no,
it did click in her head because she dumb.
Yes, she's very dumb. I would have been beating him out the room every night. Like, as that shower water was running, I was like, I am out of here. Go ahead, take your shower, but you're getting fresh to lay down next to your son to go to bed. Because I am leaving this room.
No, what you do is you get your shit while he in the shower, leave out, check out that room, and then check your own self into another room.
Oh, nah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's why Diddy chased y'all down the hall. Never mind.
I knew it was
Cutting
coming.
that. Cutting that.
Let me tell you something.
No,
Hey, hey, listen, as soon as she said in the shower, I instantly thought of that video. I'm sorry. Anyway, to
Oh
the
my
comments,
God.
please. To the
All right.
comments. Let's go.
Kristen's in the building. What's up, Kristen?
What's
What up,
happening?
Chris?
She says, I know how that feels, shaking my head. Even recently, stuck with a baby is shitty. Gerald, get the hell out the comments.
My phone was
I'm going to
hacked.
business class. Fuck chocolate biscuit. Fuck
Wait, I thought it was
Ryan
stuff.
is
That was the other name.
You couldn't
You
spell
went from
something.
Stub Muffin to
You couldn't spell it, so you put biscuit. That's why.
Jesus.
Yeah. We
You
all
went from
know I
Stub
know
Muffin
about
to
some
chocolate
biscuits,
biscuit. What the
baby.
hell?
We know all about biscuits, baby. Don't worry about it. But anyway.
Eli's in the building. He says, what's
What up,
up?
Eli?
Eli, what's happening, man?
What up, my brother? How you feeling this here night? On to the next story, please.
We got it right now.
Right.
Fuck y'all.
He catch it on.
I'm
He catch it
bad
on.
because we losing right now, or we lost. Go ahead.
So you're discombobulated right now.
Okay, I lost today too.
I'm drinking, bro. So.
Am I the
you
asshole
discombobulated.
for offering to sell my seat to honeymooners? I was flying from Melbourne to Dubai. I paid for a premium economy seat because it's a 14-hour flight and I want to be comfortable. The person in the next seat had been upgraded and they asked if I could switch seats with their wife as they had just gotten married and were on their honeymoon. I congratulated him on his nuptials and asked where his wife was sitting. He pointed towards the back of the plane in economy. I declined to switch seats. He asked if there was any way to convenience me. I offered to switch if he paid the difference between the seats. It's a goodly amount. I had been lucky to get mine at a decent price. It would only have cost him 1,000 AUs. He said that they were on a budget for their honeymoon. I congratulated once again and put in my earbuds. He muttered that I was an asshole. I said he was a prick for taking the upgrade instead of either sitting with his wife or giving it to her. I told my wife about the incident and she thinks I should have done the nice thing. For the record, she hates flying in economy, so I know she would not have switched. Am I the asshole?
My biggest pet peeve about flying is that if I pay for the fucking window seat, I want my fucking window seat. If I pay for the aisle seat, I want my aisle seat. If I pay to sit in the emergency row, I want to sit in the emergency row. So when I get on the plane, because I tend to always board last or on the last few people, if I get on the plane and you are in my fucking seat, sir, get out my seat. I want my money. So no, he's not an asshole. He's not an asshole. I don't like it. Unless we fly in Southwest, and I heard Southwest is now changing that policy, we have all purchased tickets that correlate to a certain seat, a certain position on the plane. Go sit where you deserve, where you paid. And like he said, like if I paid a decent amount more than them niggas way in the back, them Rosa Parks seats, if I pay way, yeah, I said it, Meech. I said it. If I pay more than the back of the bus, the Rosa Parks seats, the up in the rafters, if I didn't pay for those seats up there, if I paid somewhere to sit, if I paid to sit where my feet touch the wood, I want to sit where my feet touch the wood. If I pay for the window, that means I have all access to this window shade, shade. So I control this going up and down. I don't hear, sir, can you please close? No, I want my seat and I want it now. You and your wife you can sit up there. Your wife can sit back there. I don't care. We're all going to the same destination. She'll see you 14 hours later. This my take. But at the end of the day, I'm not giving my seat. No matter. I don't care if you guys are getting married, got married, will soon to be married. I'm sorry. I paid for this. You should have.
I'm gonna agree.
I definitely agree. And I feel like he was an asshole for not giving his wife the upgrade. Why would you take the upgrade and leave your wife back there? Apparently, you didn't care too much about it. And then, if you wanted her to sit where you was, you would have paid me. Just give me my money, okay?
Just give me
You
my
didn't want to do
money.
that. You didn't want to do that. So therefore, I'ma sit in my fucking seat, put my earbuds in, and fuck you. Your wife sitting back there.
I'm not
and
putting no earbuds in. I'm gonna listen to you talk.
Well, he said he put his earbuds in, and you can call me an asshole.
Lines out.
Listen, and you can call me an asshole all you want. I would have said yeah, but I'm sitting in kind of in your bitch back there at the back, plain and simple.
It would have been like Stewie and this bitch. You'll see them when they land. Sit down. Go sit down.
Huh?
Because that'll make. My
No.
thing is, what made you think that you were going to be able to do that? That the person would actually be like, okay, that's perfectly fine. No, no. Do not blame me for your ill preparement of this situation.
Here's my thing. If y'all on a budget, y'all shouldn't be fucking going to Dubai. Sit your ass at home till you got enough money to buy your tickets to go where you need to go.
There it is.
No, that's not the issue because they had the way to go. It's just guess what? If one don't get upgraded, we don't get upgraded.
We both don't get upgraded.
Stop thinking individually. Start thinking like a couple or like a married couple would. Like guess what? You're not going to Dubai by yourself. You're going to Dubai with your newly wedded wife at this point. So guess what? If we not getting upgraded, huh?
I was asking Gerald why he got headphones on.
I was just about to say that shit.
At least this is a good pair, not the bad pair with the rubber band. Never mind. I don't mean to tell you, bro.
Hey, you want to know my take on it? Yo, fuck Stud Muffin. You ain't coming up here. You not coming up here. You don't want to pay me? Okay, cool. You know what? I'm gonna just go and sit right there and bust this right here. Huh? What you say? I'm a what? Yeah.
This is why we don't do shows when the Raiders lose or on
I
Sundays
went to school with people like you. Don't worry about it.
Not the Joe Brown or other Mathis.
No, but see that thinking about that is like him muttering the fact that he's an asshole. I'm like, and that's why your wife is stuck in economy. Okay, so
that's not nice either, Heather. You up there? That's not nice.
He's gonna sit here and call me an asshole. Okay, I'm gonna give you a reason for me to call you an asshole.
So you don't shoot fire with fire, and it's like, you know what, sir? God bless you. And
yeah, my fire gonna be always bigger than yours.
See, that's your problem. Y'all gotta learn how to put the fire out. Be a firefighter. Don't be a.
I can't pass the test.
I'm not gonna be smoking the bear. I'm not gonna prevent this forest fire.
You
look like smoking tonight, so you should be smoking tonight.
Hold on.
You're gonna get all this fucking smoke. You're gonna get this whole goddamn inferno. Like
if you are calmly turning the person down, you didn't tell him that you didn't give him any. You weren't an asshole at the time. You said no, thank you. You weren't going to do it. And for this person to turn around and call you an asshole because you didn't do what they wanted you to do, and I'm supposed to have grace.
You know what? Note to self: I'm never flying with you assholes ever in life. And Meeks, we never flying again because we did fly to Vegas that time, and you happened to be on my flight, and you was in the back in the Rosa Parks section. And I never mind, that's not important. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we both made it. At the end of the day, we both made it to Vegas the exact same time. I just happened to walk off the plane before him, and I walked on the plane before him. That's the only difference.
Yeah,
so at the end of the day,
there's $300 more, and you deserve that.
Thank you, Gerald.
And you paid, and you right off of that. But what I'm saying is though, if I said, look, you want to sit up here, give me my money. And you didn't want to give me my money?
Give me my money.
Yeah, rubbing my motherfucking Skrilla at the end of the day.
If you don't want to give me my money, then, like I said, fuck Stud Muffin at this point.
I thought he was 12. I thought he was 3.
I'm like this.
Stud Muffin, fuck Chocolate Biscuit, fuck my boo-boo, my baby, or whatever the fuck it is you call her or him. He not coming up here.
Me being called an asshole, I
give
would have
me
took
my
that as
money.
a compliment.
I think we
would be
all on the
smiling
same
like-
page. We feel the same way.
That's a-
So at
that's
the
a
end of the
fact.
day,
Yeah, exactly.
And can we
We-
go
But
to the
see, me
comments
being
and
called
see
an
if
we
asshole,
go-
I would have took that as a fucking compliment. I'll be
Tell-
smiling like
tell
a
your-
motherfucking
tell your
You
wife
know
you-
you take it as a compliment, Meech. That
Tell
is
your
your
mom-
Yeah,
tell your
I would
wife
be-
you would
I would
deny
be-
her
I'll
ass
be having
later.
the biggest
I'm a
joke
different breed,
smile
and
on
my
my
wife is
face.
a different
Like,
breed. If she,
thank you. You're
if
so
we
kind.
ain't
Now,
got the
fucking holler
money to
at
sit
your
in
bitch.
economy, both of
You
us sit in
get the fuck
economy. We not going to
One
economy
at
at
a
the end of the
time.
day.
Wait a minute. Can one of y'all talk at
Y'all literally
at the same time? I was like, wait,
Meech
what?
is
No,
going,
it's my
going
turn.
off.
It's
And then I
my-
hear Gerald, me and my wife is different caliber. And Meech is like, well, fuck that mother. I'm like, God damn.
Hey,
I want to hear both points. But sometimes I
I
gotta
hope
tell
this
you.
statement wasn't directed towards me, but what I am gonna say is me and my wife are a different breed. If we got the money to sit in economy, both of us, we sit in economy. But if we don't, we sitting in Rosa Park. It is what it is. That's just how I feel. like
You
no.
how you
And,
gonna get it?
and if I got the upgrade,
We
most definitely I will shoot it to her because I'm just that type of guy. I'm gonna shoot it to her. But knowing her, she probably won't even take the fucking seat and
Be
just
right
be
here
sitting.
next to me.
And
Be like,
that's
we
how
gonna
I
be
would be.
suffering together at this point. We gonna suffer
That's-
together.
We all on the same flight.
I am not going up
Yeah,
there
true,
with
but shit, she gonna be.
like that.
But
No.
and then not to mention, she already knows she gonna hear. She already knows she gonna hear a shitload of me from me when we get off this plane. If she go to economy,
That's not right either, Gerald. That's not the right attitude to
The
have.
fuck it ain't. The fuck it ain't. You fucking crazy. But okay, good.
So if the shoe was on the other foot, you would give her a whole mouthful. If you got upgraded, she didn't get upgraded, or vice versa.
Yes, because I know I would hear it if I took that upgrade and left her back there.
Gerald, we
If
need
I-
an intervention. We need an intervention, Gerald.
Maybe so. If I left her back there in the forest section, she gonna be upset with me. So
At the end of the day, I think the right statement was: if we ain't going, no one's going. We in this
yeah,
together,
that's how and that's honestly the way it is.
right?
But
I'm good with
To the
that. We're gonna put a
Ride
period
together,
right there.
Die together. Bad boys for life. Okay.
put,
No, they
put
killed
a
the
pin
cat.
put a pin in that till after the show. On to the next one.
Let's go to the comments. I think we got one.
Yeah. Eli says, I would have farted and put my CPAP mask on just to show him how comfortable I am. Be next to him all 14 hours like Darth Vader and bang like a bang. Wait, Bang had a baby. Would have been like Chris Tucker from Rush Hour. Is that cat the filter fish or whatever?
Did you just say cat? Never mind.
It's gefilte fish.
You need to spell it right.
It's gefilte fish. I'm not laughing at you.
Hey, you got one more time
Huh.
Gefilte fish.
I got one more time for what?
to call me out.
Ooh,
All right, next story. I'm gonna call you out.
Anyways, to the next story,
Them is
please.
fighting words. I like it.
No, you don't, Meech. Stop it.
Yeah, you do.
I
You
think
watch
we
wrestling,
should
so you know you
channel
do.
his inner donkey.
Donkey.
Yeah, Eddie
I'm not
Murphy.
even touching
Oh,
that
Shrek?
one.
Yeah, Donkey from
I get-
the Shrek.
I get it. I get it now. I get it.
The way
now.
he said it, he sounded like Donkey from Shrek. That's all I meant. Non personal.
She want to see your inner. She want to see your inner donkey, Meech.
Absolutely not. Am I the asshole for not giving my stepdaughter a inheritance?
That's a
Me,
question.
32 female. Yeah,
It's a story, Gerald. It's the title of a story. Is what it is.
right. My husband passed away earlier this year. Our children, 6 females and 3 male. I inherit his entire estate, which is in total is worth almost $1 million. When he was in high school, my husband had a child, 16 female now, with his girlfriend at the time. He broke up with his girlfriend once he found out she was pregnant, saying he wasn't ready to be a father yet. He visited her maybe once every few years when he was alive. My stepdaughter and her mother are very poor. They have struggled financially ever since my husband's death, as they no longer receive child support. They're struggling to pay rent and risk getting evicted. My stepdaughter reached out to me, begging for her share of the inheritance. I felt bad for her, but my husband clearly stated in his will that he wanted to leave his estate to me and my children only. I barely even know my stepdaughter, and I don't think it's my responsibility to take care of her. She's furious with me, calling me a heartless gold digger and saying that giving her money was the least I could do to make up for years of neglect. And I the asshole.
Mm.
I'm gonna let the guys go first on this.
Yeah.
She wants her money.
Yeah. Mm.
Yep, she wants that almighty Skrilla right here
Mm.
in her hand.
But I'm gonna
You-
say it's two perspectives. I'm gonna look at it from your heartless, because from a human being's perspective, because
Absolutely.
you know these people's financial situation and you don't care to help, and you know everything that didn't happen, and you know everything that they're possibly facing and what's gonna happen if you don't help,
Facts.
and you have practically more than enough to
Facts.
help.
Facts.
But
Still do.
from a legal perspective, you're not an asshole because
You're not in that wheel.
you're not in the will, and he particularly said that the money's supposed to go to you and your children. So technically, you're an asshole from a human being's perspective, but you're not an asshole from a legal perspective. And I'm gonna leave it there.
I-
Morally, you're an
I
asshole.
understand.
Yes, morally you are.
Morally, you're an
Yeah.
asshole. But I'll say this. Even though technically she's not obligated to give her anything, and it's stated to her, at the same time, as a mother, you should know what a struggling mother is going through, or can at least understand and morally say, even though she doesn't have an inheritance, I have more than enough. I can give them something to help them out. But after that, they got to figure out what they're going to do. Because at the end of the day, she didn't ask to be here. The daddy was an asshole. You knew who the daughter was, and you still didn't put her in your will. Even the fact that you visit her a couple of times every few years. So your husband is the asshole. He's an even bigger asshole, and you're an asshole for not morally saying, you know what, the right thing to do would be.
I kind of somewhat blame the mother too, because I don't know what was the time frame. I don't know how old this other girl is, but at the end of the day, like, you wasn't doing nothing but like strictly relying on child support to get through what you about raising you and your daughter, like, or raising your daughter. Like, I have a problem with that. Like, again, I know we always kind of go opposite direction with this child support conversation, so I won't go there for too long. But again, like, child support is supposed to aid the upbringing of a child, and I feel like, I don't know how long she's been without a job, or I don't know how long it's been rainy days in her neighborhood. But at the end of the day, like, why are we strictly just depending on child support to raise this child? And now that child support is no longer an option, we looking like we about to hit Skid Row. Like, I feel like you wasn't taking the necessary steps to make sure that you was good as a mother, let alone make sure, or you wasn't making sure you was good enough as a mother to raise this child if child support was never even an option to you. So I just feel like, I kind of shake my head. I don't know all this. I don't know all the details about mom, but again, I just think that if we're strictly relying on child support to make sure that we have a roof over our head, I think that's bad upbringing on the mom side.
I mean, it could be that, or it could have been that they just actually accidentally failed on hard times. It could be.
And I understand that too. I get that too. But again, like, that's why I said I don't know all the details, so I don't want to make it just seem like that. But I totally agree with Gerald's story. But then again, I just have to throw in that extra piece too. Like, I know mothers who just live off the child support checks and think that's, well, I'm getting X amount of money, and this is what's going to raise me or this is going to raise their child and plus take care of me at the same time. And we know that's not what child support is for. Although, or we all have different opinions on that statement. But at the end of the day, I'll just say that, if you did fall on hard times, I understand. But if that wasn't the case, he was just strictly leaning on his child support to make sure that the roof stay above your head and lights stay on, then bad parenting on mom's part.
I can understand that, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think the child shouldn't suffer. If that is a situation, the child shouldn't suffer because of the mother's irresponsibility. So
well, the child is suffering because of mom and dad, though, at the end of the day, because dad said, I'm not putting her in the wheel, and mom said that either I fell on hard times or I just wasn't responsible enough as a mom to go out there and get a job or get on the county or get on some type of assistance to make sure that if this was ever the case, that we will be in a straight enough position that we'll be, at least taking care of the very minimums.
But I think at the end of the day, it's not like it's the mother that's reaching out, it's the child that's reaching out. So clearly,
That's a good point.
it's a situation where the child is feeling like they have to step up and try to do something to help the situation. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is kind of hitting a little bit close to home because I was that child that was shut out of someone's will because of the mother did not want me in that will. So I didn't get what others got. But luckily for me, I had a mother who actually, like you said, like was taking care of me, did make sure I didn't want for anything. So even with that happening, I wasn't missing anything. But that I just feel like the mother at least should have a little, like I agree with Hood. By you being a mother, you should have a bit more of sympathy of the situation. Like I get legally you can't do it, but your heart should feel a bit differently about that situation. Because again, even if it's the mother that's not doing what they're supposed to do, it's still that child or those children that are, again, like you said, Aaron, they're suffering. And it's not negated from what you said about, the dad also having that set up, but by her being a mother, you just think that maybe she would have like a bit more of a heart about the situation.
Was the age of the kids?
Be that given spirit.
Was the age of the kids ever given in the story?
Yeah. Let me go back to it.
Because I mean, in most wills, I'm not gonna say all wills, most wills, like the will doesn't become available to underage kids until after a certain age anyway. Like I know that doesn't always happen that way, but in most cases, we've seen will.
A 6-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son.
So at the end of the day, most of those wills won't be available to them to possibly after the age of 18, if not even in the age of 20, unless that was specified.
Unless the information was disclosed by
the daughter is
crazy. And then shame to say, but that $1 million will probably be gone by the time they become 18, 19, or whatever.
No. The way it's set up, the parent can't touch it. It has to be the child to take it out. So no. When they do wills like that,
was it specified in that story?
No, what I'm saying is,
if a will is in that person's name, no one else can touch that will money.
Nobody can touch it. So,
but we don't know.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, if it's set up this particular way, nobody can. Neither one of them can touch that until they turn of a certain age. The mother can't not touch it. She can't say, "Oh, because I'm taking care of him," because he already had stuff for her as well.
But however, though, we don't know like if he owes money. We don't know like the power, like. For example, like we've seen
power of attorney.
We don't know who the power of attorney is, but at the end of the day, like if he owes money or just say if they're not able to pay on the taxes of just say his estate, his houses, his resident, all his properties, the kids can incur a debt, and that money could be going.
That estate and all that goes and pays all that stuff off before they even see any of it. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. But I just think, like I said, morally, she's an asshole because, like I said, you know about this daughter, regardless if your husband was doing his daddy duties or whatever. You know what's going on, and you have more than enough. You're about to touch more than enough to where you can put these people in position to where they don't have to quote unquote beg you or even come looking for you.
Not only that, it's not like this child just popped up out of nowhere and nobody knew she existed till after he passed. About this child, you knew he was paying child support, so you knew, like you seeing that, like respectively, she would have came to me if I was in that situation. I would have just gave them some money, but I don't know like how long would happen or she received the money or whatever the case may be. But I would be like, okay, I can give y'all something, but this is what I'm giving y'all. And after this, y'all gonna have to do what y'all gotta do because I have kids I have to take care of too.
Because it almost seems like she is looking at it where it's like, well, that's what the will says. That's what the will says, and just leaving it at that.
It was.
I mean, honestly, it's her knowing about the whole situation, I mean, you knew about the child. I mean, she disclosed everything to you about about what she's going through in her personal life, and you can find it in yours anywhere in your spirit to be a giving spirit and be understanding of that. That's the thing that kills me.
Even more than that, like this is why, and like I'm lucky that I've never been in a situation. I pray to God that I've never been in this situation. But like I hate when like things come down to will, or I hate when things come down to a life insurance money. At the end of the day, like this money, you would never even touch this money if this unfortunate situation never would have even happened. So at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people who bank on stuff like this, I kind of bat a eye towards them, but at the same time, like, you know, I know these precautions are put in place for when this does happen. Again, this is to help relieve the situation, because I know it's going to be a life-changing time at this point. But at the end of the day, like people who bank on, oh yeah, when my dad died, there's like $1 million will in my name, or when my dad died, there's like 5.3 million in life insurance money, and we're gonna, you know, take the cheapest route to cremate him, and we're gonna bank the like. I don't like how some people try to capitalize off of money on unfortunate situations, and again, I think these precautions are put in place for a reason, but people who take them the wrong way or try to abuse them the wrong way, I just never can side with them. And not saying that's part of the story, but that's just my.
No, you're right. Because like my grandmother, when she passed, she had like all her ducks in a row. So her plot was paid for, her casket, everything was paid for through her insurance. So that was done, and then each son, and it's 4 of them, everything was laid out, will everything. So it's good to put it that way, but it's good that all 4 of them were already in positions where they didn't have to bank on the money that they got.
Yeah. And that's all I'm trying to say.
Somebody's there should help you, not hinder you at the end of the day.
Right.
True statement.
Let's go to the comments.
Alrighty. Eli says, I would have, this is for the previous. I would have been a a-hole for real and yelled out to his wife, Miss Ma'am, you want some of this beef stroganoff in the side of a big dude? If I'm an a-hole, I'm going to play with her a-hole just for fun. I'm not just Jesus Christ.
There's people called TSA that's waiting for all y'all that want to make comments and get people with your luggage and give people the middle finger. Like y'all not flying to where y'all supposed to be going. Y'all going. Let me talk about the comments. Y'all going off the airplane. TSA is walking you off the plane. Making your flight, including you, Gerald.
Yo,
they're not walking me off. They're gonna have a wheelchair waiting for me.
Stud muffin. I don't care.
No, they don't make sure you walk at least 10 steps, and then they gonna wheel you off the rest of the way.
Exactly. And I'm
telling
fine
you right
with that.
now, I turn up on this plane.
And as they pushing me, I'm gonna go wee.
Man, please, I'll be like Bernie Mac. I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers.
Y'all be that was good, as a matter of fact. That was good.
I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers.
Don't wear it out now. Don't wear it out.
Like I was digging with the hand down and all that, but don't kill it right now.
No. I'm done.
We got one more comment. Eli says, "You evil bitch, you make my ass bitch." Bernie Mac voice. What he said? Oh, throw all these humans away. How do a person sleep at night knowing you lay with a partner like that and who moves like that? That's not a man at all. That's a coward. I want to assume that you're saying white people, but people, I tell you, self-preservation is a motherfucker. I bet they built like 2 football, big toes, and a tuna sandwich. I can't do this. That's wild, nasty work.
All right, note to self, not flying with Eli either. Take him.
What you will get kicked off, Eli. I'm sorry.
Along with Gerald and Reach and Pud and yourself, Heather B.
Oh my God. Mom Cookie is in the building. Hey, Mama Cookie.
Mama.
Hey, Mama.
She says, I took an insurance out on my son so that my grandkids will have something so they would know I'll always be there for them, although I don't like some of his baby mamas.
You took the higher road, and I can appreciate that. I can respect
it. You thought about the kids.
It's not about the adults. It's about the children.
And the youngest one will be 1 next week.
Aww.
I'm sorry.
She's
Happy early
adorable.
birthday to the baby.
Right.
It's the
Yes.
fat. Okay, we're
Okay.
gonna go
Alright.
on to the next story.
Yes.
Am I the asshole for calling my wife a piece of shit?
Damn. Okay.
God
Oh,
damn.
wait, because this story is funny, but not fun. It just let me read it.
I can't wait to hear this one.
I'm sorry. So this happened a few days ago. I, 40 male, and my wife, 35, are taking our two children, 8 and 12, to McDonald's for dinner. We get the food and return home. Our children go to wash their hands before eating. I see my wife reaching her hand in our 8-year-old's Happy Meal box. I asked her what she's doing, and she said she just wanted a nugget. I told her not to because he only had 4 nuggets. Plus, we are both on a diet at the time. So I tell her that, and she stops. I leave to wash my hands and help the kids open the new soap bottle because the old one ran out. Once I open it, I wash my hands, and then they start to wash theirs. I walk back into the kitchen and I see my wife licking her fingers. I look beside her and see my 8-year-old's Happy Meal torn apart, and all 4 of his chicken nuggets were gone. I asked her why she ate his nuggets, and she said that the salad she got from Wendy's wasn't enough, and she couldn't resist her urges, and that she was hungry. She then said that 4 chicken nuggets wouldn't affect her diet. I then yelled at her that it's not about the diet, but that you ate our 8-year-old's fucking dinner. She said that she still has fries and apple slices, and that he can share with his older brother. I yelled at her that she was a piece of shit for eating our 8-year-old's dinner. She ran off crying, saying that I'm a horrible husband. I don't see what I did was wrong, but I want you to let me know, am I the asshole? Side note, it wasn't in front of the kids. They were still in the bathroom.
Now, lady.
You were not
Now, lady.
asshole.
You
Why
have
would you eat your 8-year-old?
you have lost your mind. You are
You
wrong.
was just fucking trifling.
Thank you, Meek.
At the end of the day, you was just fucking trifling. Like, you already had yourself. I mean, regardless of the fact it was a fucking salad from Wendy's.
Hey, Wendy's have nice big salads. I ain't gonna hold you.
That is true. That is a fact. But you go ahead and you go to something that was meant for your child. And think about this. What if they didn't have anything else for the 8-year-old to eat?
No, not even that. You're saying it's okay for your raggedy ass to be full, but my 8-year-old to be hungry still. And I know it's the same. I know as mother and father we talking, but at the end of the day, like as parents, we make many sacrifices, and it's never too much for me to be like, you know what? Let's just go get you some more food somewhere else. You know, like. But instead, you just thought that it was cool to devour a Happy Meal because you were still hungry.
And not to mention, you said he has apple slices and fries. Who the fuck eats apple slices and fries as a meal?
Bitch, you took his protein. You took his
Fuck
fucking
the protein part. It's just a simple fact that
It's the principle.
when you buy a chicken nugget Happy Meal, why do you buy a chicken nugget Happy Meal?
for the
For the
fucking
chicken
chicken
nuggets.
nuggets.
Exactly.
You ate the most important piece of the goddamn meal at this point. So,
Exactly.
Oh my god.
So, and then the way the story was, it sounds, I'm gonna just say that he has apple slices and fries that he can share with another
No.
individual.
No.
No.
Apple
But
slices and fries come
that's
with the
for him.
Happy Meal.
So that's
Okay.
for him. But
Yeah.
the
Well,
older brother has a meal, and the older brother can share his meal with the little brother.
So now
The
you want my
nugget.
kids, to share their food. When
So
you
my
didn't share
older
any,
kid gotta
you didn't
share
share none of her food. You didn't share your
you
salad. At the end of the day, I don't care if the
that's-
salad
and-
is
and now that
extra
you say that,
small.
and now that you say that, that's another thing. You mean to tell me, from the time that I left you and told you no, don't touch this Happy Meal, I went to the back to go wash my hands, open up a soap bottle. You managed to eat 4 chicken nuggets and a whole salad at that particular point in time. By the time we got back to where everything was done,
The kids
probably-
weren't even back yet. That's
she
the
probably-
crazy part.
The kids
She
weren't
probably
yeah,
scarfed on that
that's-
salad in the car
that's
before
even
we
more
got
wild.
home, and then that's when she decided to devour the chicken
You
nuggets and
inhaled
in the
that.
bathroom. But at the end of the day, like
I'm just saying,
she knew
I'm
that
just
salad
saying.
wasn't going to fill her up to begin with. So at the end of the day, I don't know
Right.
why
Right.
she ordered a
which
salad going
means-
damn
so which
well.
means-
This wasn't it.
So which means you should have just asked for fucking nuggets while we were in the car.
You could have asked for nuggets while you was getting the food for the kids as well. You didn't have to devour the kids.
You could-
The
and
kids
then
knew.
the crazy thing is and if I'm not mistaken, Wendy's sell 4 pieces. So
They do. They
Yeah, they do. They do.
have nuggets at Wendy's.
That's funny. That is a funny story, but that's fucked up though. It's like really.
So they went to Wendy's for one thing and McDonald's for another. And you mean
But
to tell
she could have.
you went to
I'm
2
sorry.
places and you
At
couldn't get
some
food?
point, you could have got
That's
some
food.
nuggets on your own.
Like, bruh,
Like, I
come on,
now-
man.
now-
And honestly,
Wendy's
Wendy's got some good fucking nuggets.
But like, okay, we passed Wendy's at this point. So at the end of the day, even if you missed out on your chance of getting nuggets from Wendy's, you could have still ordered you some McDonald's nuggets.
Yep.
I would have told her just like they told her on Don't Be a Menace. That's the baby's food.
That's the baby's
I mean,
dinner.
That's
He
the
ain't
baby's
lying
dinner.
though. He ain't
That's the
lying.
baby's no, well, it wasn't lunchtime. So
Well, I guess he did. I guess he did tell her that. But by the time I went to go check on my babies, make sure that everybody's washing their hands correctly, Hungry Hippo here just decided to have a field day with the foot. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
inhale. She had to inhale it.
Yeah, and you
Y'all don't
The-
got
the-
respect.
the principle-
Look at apple slices.
point
you know,
of it all-
They're not that great at times. So
The point of it all is you took food out of your kid's mouth for your own selfish reasons. And that's
You're
fucked up.
selfish.
And
You're
that's
selfish.
why.
And
And that's
I
why
mean,
you are
yes.
one trifling ass bro.
okay,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Oh no, you are not the asshole for calling your wife a piece of shit. Because I probably would have called her more.
She definitely would be back in that car going to get another Happy
I
Meal.
don't know if I'd have called her more, but but she talk about I'm a
I
horrible
mean,
husband.
Aaron
Shit, I just
called her
bought all
a
this stuff
raggedy-
from
what you
school,
call her
so evidently
again,
doing
Aaron?
something right.
I don't think I called her out.
Meech.
No,
Raggedy
Meech-
somebody.
I called
her raggedy,
I
But
called her
I called her
trifling.
raggedy, but I didn't call her out. I didn't call her B word. I don't believe calling women B words. I don't care if I know you're
I
not.
to
would
do
call
all.
her raggedy, and then I would have said, Meech, you said trifling what?
I would call her trifling as hell.
Okay. You know what? You raggedy trifling piece of shit is what I would have called you.
Oh.
All in one. Because that's what
I just
she
And I'm pretty sure he didn't mean. I'm pretty sure he didn't mean it as a wife. I'm pretty sure he just meant
No,
it in
not
the
as a
moment,
wife,
like,
but just in
But
the
they was
no, but
just
see,
telling
Just
out
for that
loud.
action alone, she is a piece of shit.
He cried.
I mean-
She ran away crying, talking about you're a horrible husband. He just meant like, yo, you took the baby's food for your own personal gain. At this point, yes,
At the
you
end
are
of-
a piece of
Yeah, but yeah, I'm the horrible husband.
At the end of the day, if she took baby's food from her baby, she is that as a person as well. I'm sure that's not the only thing that she's taking. She's very selfish. Like that was just icing on the cake that now my baby has no nuggets to eat because now you just have to scarf down 4 nuggets as if it was a Slurpee or something. So now my kid has French fries and apple slices.
And
So
you know
you-
what?
To get
Her
full
youth.
off of, like,
Her
get the
re-
fuck out of here.
It was her like it was her trying to fix it and say, oh well, he could just have something from the
No,
older-
the
That's
way you fix
That's not the point. It's the fact that now you're taking away from what the older child was going to have for themselves because you wanted to be hungry as fuck and take food out your motherfucking child's mouth. Like
the way you fix this
See,
is you
this is
get
what
back
I
in the
would've done.
car and you go replenish the food that you ate that didn't belong to you. This is how you fix the situation. Not say take food for somebody else.
take
Like,
your
if-
ass to fucking
Get
Wendy's.
get
buy
out of
another
my
meal.
head. Hey.
You go back to Wendy's for yourself, and then you go to McDonald's for the kids.
She could have went and just got her some. You didn't have to go eat the baby food.
I agree. Just take your ass back out.
Yeah.
Basically.
You could have said, and if you didn't want them,
Your legs ain't broke, so
And
get
if
your
you
and if
can't
you
hold
didn't
ass
want them
in
to
the
just
car
let them
and
just
go
eat some
replenish
extra,
the
just
food.
say you was going to the store to get some. Make sure you get something from the store.
Yeah.
Go get your goddamn
no,
food.
that's what
You-
I'm saying. Like, if you would have scarfed them nuggets down, and then I would have went like, "Why did you eat the baby food? Don't worry about it. I'm going out to go get some more." All
I
right,
just
cool.
Postmate some
I-
more.
I-
More is on the way. I just Uber eat some
Yeah,
more.
or
food.
you made the necessary adjustments of where the baby's gonna be able to eat nuggets. Fine.
Mhm.
We
I would
good.
still have something to say though at the end of the day
Still not
because
fine. You know what?
you could
If
Uber
you're
eat
replacing
your
the
own
nuggets, you
food
just
and
order
let the
for
baby
you.
food alone.
You could have
I'm
left
sorry.
the baby food and order you some more nuggets to come to the house for you. So that's
Exactly.
Right.
That's exactly what I had.
I'm telling you right
Mm.
now, she'd have been when she if she'd have been up watching Sisters, and I'd have just walked right past the bedroom door like, you ate the baby nuggets. You
I would
are something else.
I would pull out the wall and say, you know what? We ain't watching no TV in here after you eating nuggets that don't belong to you.
You just eat the baby
Like,
nuggets.
so
You are
What's wrong
something
with
else.
you?
You are something else.
Baby's food.
Let's go to the comments. Let's go to the comments. You are something else.
Stephanie's in the building. What's up, cousin?
Yes, Steph.
Yeah, well,
Hey, what's up,
What
cousin?
up, Steph?
She says, LOL, divorced by nuggets. I am wondering why she didn't just order an additional food, like we're saying.
Are
My husband
divorced?
said he said it nicely. I would have said much more.
She ain't lying.
And Eli says, I know he yelled out before all this, like, you big back, no bottoms having. Oh, slowly walks away. Who the fuck did I marry? A cracker? I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
That shit would have pissed me off. I know as soon as she
As soon as
clear,
yeah.
she honed in on those nuggets like Mission Impossible 3. Them little nuggets yelled out, help me, nigga. Help me, nigga. This big sloth is coming for my everything. I'm done.
Call your wife a big sloth is
Ah,
I'm out of there.
That wouldn't make
I am
sense.
outta here.
because sloth
She wouldn't have been that fast.
fast as
That's
fuck.
what I'm saying.
Right.
She wouldn't have got, if she was a sloth, she wouldn't have been able to finish them nuggets.
She
bro.
would have still been reaching for it by the time he came back.
Right.
And then by the time she would have went,
Hey, she all them names, but you still put 2 babies in her, sir. So you definitely like big sloths and big backs
so,
and krakens. You like all
Well,
that.
you don't, because they both was
Eli,
on
I
diet.
wonder. Hey, Eli,
Yeah, they were
since-
both on diets.
right.
Well, he was
So,
trying to tell her
Eli,
something.
I mean, since you done put babies in this sloth, will her moan slow too?
Let's go to the next story, Gerald.
One more comment.
What? Go
Eli
ahead.
says she ate that meal like the king did to the cookie and shred.
I'm fucking done.
Gerald, stop. I hope your internet freezes right there.
We know who seen Zootopia.
That's why I can't stop laughing.
We know who seen Zootopia.
Okay, that's it, Eli. Goddamn. She breathed in ounces of nuggets. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I'm done. Okay.
Um,
Am I the
Next story,
asshole?
yo.
Am I the asshole for letting my ex-wife into my home? Early yesterday evening, my ex-wife came to pick up our son from my home. At the time, my wife and I had a few visitors over for dinner. The visitors included her sister and husband, but was mostly friends. Usually, my ex phones our son when she's downstairs. We live in an apartment building, and he goes down to meet her. Yesterday, she called our son as usual, but asked him to ask me if she could come up because one of her younger kids needed to use the restroom. I obviously said yes. She came up with her 3 younger kids. She didn't know we had company, so she apologized for interrupting before taking the kids to the restroom. On her way out, a couple of the guests stopped her for a quick chat. Friends I've had since she and I were married. But it was only a few minutes. My son gave his little siblings some of the snacks that were out for our guests. After they left, my wife's sister was quick to call my ex rude for barging in. One of my friends replied to her saying something about small kids and bladders, and nothing more was said about it. However, after everyone but my wife's sister had left, my wife and her sister started talking about it, and both agreed that it was rude and tacky. They couldn't believe she started talking to some of our friends. When I objected, they said it was wrong of me to have let her in without asking my wife first. I said that's ridiculous. Later, my wife and I discussed it, and again, she said she found it embarrassing for me to just let her in like that. I asked why, but she said I wouldn't understand. Am I really an asshole here? I was trying to do a normal, nice thing, but now I feel bad about upsetting my wife. I'll start. Yes and no. And it's the reason being, y'all did have company. You could have just told your wife, hey, you know, so and so asks, can she bring the kids up to use the restroom? You know, is it okay? But at the same time, it's a little kid, and a little kid, like the person said, they got small bladders at the end of the day. And, you know, sometimes it's unpredictable when they got to go to the bathroom. She literally, or what she could have did was just ask, can the child come up and use the restroom, and the brother come and get the child, and just take the child to the restroom. But again, she didn't know that they had company, or he could have said, hey, we have company, but you can send the child up, or I send, you know, my son down to get it. But I don't think there was no malicious intention on anything that happened in that for it to be that big of a deal. And I think the wife's sister jumping in and just made it worse than what it was, in my opinion.
I agree. I think it could have been communicated a lot better, like on the husband's side. And those options do make sense. Like, there were other ways that you could have went about it. But also, I feel like we don't know like the background, if there's ever been like an issue, you know, between maybe the wife and the ex-wife. Like, we don't know that. Right. But me personally, I wouldn't have even seen it as a big deal. But again, you never know how she's feeling about it. But if it was just a situation of her taking her child to the bathroom and then coming back, and then if I'm not mistaken, the story said that the people at the party stopped her to talk to her. Am I correct or no?
Correct.
So they took it upon themselves she probably was trying to just go in, go out, but they stopped her and started having conversations with her. What was your reason for that? Why did you need to do that?
Dope.
And then you're turning it around and you're making it seem like the husband did something wrong, when the whole situation was just there was no malicious intent. She just wanted to take her child to the bathroom and come back.
The only thing that was wrong as far as the husband is concerned is that he should have just told his wife and not just allowed her to come up.
Yeah, like that's communication.
Is it okay?
Because y'all do have company. Better.
But other than that, you know, because the smarter kids are not his, just the older son.
Gotcha. So. Come on, Aaron, because I've been seeing your face this whole time. Say it.
Nope, y'all got it. I'm not debating nothing else on this show tonight. Y'all got it.
It's called Talk Your Shit. So talk your shit.
Talk your shit.
Y'all talked it. So
go ahead, Jay.
No, I was about to say what you got to say, Meech. But yeah, go ahead, Meech.
Fuck it, I go. No, fuck it. I'm not asking my wife permission to let the little bit come use the bathroom. I'm sorry. Company or no company, be mad at me. I'm not asking no one. If a kid has to use the bathroom, I'm not asking permission from my wife. Can a little boy come up here?
No, I'm not saying ask permission. I would say tell her that this is what's happening. Just letting her know. So
my wife could be hosting our guests. I'm not about to interrupt her hosting this. She know who these other kids are. I'm sure this is not the first time her seeing. Again, at the end of the day, I feel like y'all kind of danced around it, made it cute, whatever. No, fuck that.
I didn't dance around nothing. In fact, the reason why I said what I said is because it's also her home too.
It is her home, but at the end of the day, like again, I'm not going to go stop my wife from hosting our party over a little kid going to the bathroom. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who at the party stopped my ex-wife and want to have interactions with her. At the end of the day, if her other kids have to use the bathroom, they're at my house. I'm not going to be like, nah, y'all can go down the street to McDonald's or Starbucks. Like, that's crazy. Like, there's no humanity. There's no humanity in that whatsoever. So it's okay that in the previous story that, we see that they're down on their luck and, you know, they're not including the will. So they're wrong for not helping them out. But now we're not.
I never said that.
Now we have to run it by the wife, and now we have to. Oh yeah, the brother or he can come get the. That's crazy. Like, what type of are we not secure enough in ourselves to be like, oh, he's just taking the other kid to the bathroom?
It's not a thing. It's not in regards to running it by the wife and getting, because I think where you're looking at it as a perspective of, I'm gonna tell my wife so I can get an okay or a yes. I think it's more of a just like, oh, you know what, my wife is about to, you know, come in real quick. And also, I wouldn't.
No, not my wife. My ex-wife's about to come in real quick.
My ex-wife is about to come in real quick with the child and run to the bathroom. And also, I wouldn't think that will stop the party. It's a simple, just.
I'm still as a man, I'm about to handle my responsibilities and be like, hey, y'all if he gotta use the bathroom down the hall to the right. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna be like, hold on, y'all hang tight for a minute. Hey, babe, you think it's cool they come in here and use the bathroom? Like, no. Like at the end
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he should ask her. What I said was, because they live in an apartment, they were downstairs, he asked. I said I would have just let her know, hey, so and so is coming in to take the kids to the restroom. It's not about getting approval. It's just saying, okay, you're telling the person that you live with, your wife.
So she don't get caught by surprise.
So it doesn't. So there's no why. Because usually she doesn't come upstairs. She usually just calls and something comes down.
And that's fine. But
in the house is just basically like, hey, yo, just so you know, this is what's happening. I'm not saying to get no approval. I'm just letting you know.
I get it.
So she don't get caught by surprise.
I get it, but at the end of the day, I was like, y'all go to the bathroom. And she when I have a second to have a talk with my wife, and I'm gonna let her know what happened with the exchange today. But at the end of the day, I'm used to saying asking for approval. I'm not I'm I would told the ex-wife, we have guests here today, but if the young kid has to come use the bathroom, I'm not gonna be a morally wrong person to be like, this kid can't come in here and use the bathroom. I feel like we all better house guests or just better human beings than that to deny anyone the bathroom. And not saying that's what you guys said, but I'm also gonna make the executive decision on my own and be like, yes, have him come up here, run into the bathroom. I'll let my wife know when we have that conversation, when that conversation comes up. Period.
Well, I think it's not a situation. Also,
wait, let Jay give his point across.
Sorry.
I just had a question before I did give my point. Was this kid his kid?
No. The older kid was his, but the younger kid is not his. But like even if none of the kids was then you have to ask why is she at the house. But at the end of the day, like I'm not going to deny a kid restroom privileges. Like that's crazy to me. So at the end of the day, if the wife come by and drop off the oldest kid and say, hey, my youngest have to use the bathroom, down the hall to the right.
Right. And I agree. I totally agree. Now your sister putting your battery in your bag.
That's the real issue.
A whole nother
story. That is a real issue.
You're like, it's like why?
At the end of the day, me and my wife is real secure in ourselves, or me and my wife should be real secure in ourselves.
We got jack shit to do with it. Like, and then me personally, I probably would have said something to the sister, like, "Yo, you need to chill the fuck out because one, you don't live here, so therefore you don't tell me who can come in here and who cannot come in here." I could have said you don't come in here because I don't like you, but at the same time, I didn't do that because you're my sister's wife. I mean, my wife's sister. So it all really depends. But like Aaron just said, I'm not about to deny a kid to now. Would I give a courtesy? Yes, most definitely. Yeah. Would I say what's going on in the house? Yes, most definitely. Now, if our guest decided to talk to her, I have no control over that. Them is our guests, but at the same time, they must know her. They must have some.
They do know her.
They have some sort of relationship.
Yeah, because it said that he was friends with them since.
Okay, so if they say, "Hey, how you doing?" I have nothing to say about that.
And he also said they had a conversation, but it was real short. So that's why I said, I personally would have let the kid go, but I still would have told my wife, "Hey, this is what's going on," because I can understand that giving a courtesy. And like I said again, I feel like because the sister said something that made the situation even worse.
Worse, yeah. Like she escalated it. Like it didn't have to be.
And it didn't have to go.
Like why are you putting in your 2 cents into something that doesn't even concern you?
And we clearly know because she didn't leave. And she stayed, that was a reason so that it can just create issues because, you should be embarrassed and blah, blah, blah. For what? Everybody know he was married beforehand, so what difference does it make?
She didn't stay and have dinner with us. She didn't stay at the party with the kid. So what difference does it fucking make at the end of the day if they came in and used the restroom?
And this is what also happens when you date within the friend circle and everybody is still friends. Like it's still going to be that awkwardness when everybody is
It's
around
not.
each
It's
other.
not even dating within the friend circle. At the end of the day,
It's not.
at the end of the day, when you have kids with somebody and you move on from that person,
Yeah.
kids are always going to be a part of people's lives. You're always going to
Oh
have
yeah, most definitely.
family on top of family on top of family. And some family is, you probably have an auntie right now that's not really a biological auntie, but somewhere grew up with your mama or your daddy somewhere, and you just call them auntie because they've been around forever. At the end of the day, all I'm saying is, you can't keep a circle just a complete circle all the time. So
Right.
sometimes it's gonna be blended family. Sometimes I can think of a friend who. That's it. Nothing else needs to be said.
Separation.
No, I'm just saying, what if the people were your family and your family's still cool with your ex-wife? It just didn't work out.
And it happens. It happens. I mean, I'm sure you can think of. I'm sure you can think of exes that you might be still with certain family members, or certain mothers or certain fathers. Like at the end of the day, a relationship shouldn't change because you stop dating a person, or you no longer married to a person. If you had a certain relationship with a person, that should stay. That should be that, and that alone.
Yeah, I mean, I got an ex who his auntie still called me niece, but he's married, so I get it.
At the end of the day. We all have a mutual friend that got two mamas.
I mean, everybody knows, like, my best friend for a sec, my mom was still calling him her son-in-law because they built a relationship.
That's the rapport that they have. And I know us sometimes being selfish in our feelings, we want, once we end our ties and sever our ties from that person, we want our family to do the same, but it's not always like that. So at the end of the day, we all have extended families. And like Put said earlier, so anybody else got some input up about the story, or can we go to the comments?
We can go to the comments. So Eli says from the last one, her inhaler is a dipping sauce.
I'm fucking.
Also, she daydreams in the nugget field with her little nuggets. Her favorite massage. You know what?
We done with this. We're not
done. Sorry.
We got people on the panel that got asthma that he crushing on and don't even know it, that he making inhaler jokes and stuff. Bro, you gotta do your homework.
Oh Lord.
So
I saw that, Gerald.
Mama Cookie says, it's out of respect. I would have sent my son to get him if I would have asked the ex to wait outside in the car due to the fact that we have company. And we don't know the situation between the wife and the ex. As far as the sister, she had no right to say anything, but we don't know what the new wife had told her sister about the ex. Still didn't give the sister the right to say anything, but respect is respect.
Well said.
Cookie.
Okay, we got one more story, y'all.
Okay.
And this might be a little controversial. Just a little bit.
My favorite.
Absolutely.
Am I the asshole for refusing to congratulate my sister for coming out? Told you it was controversial. Hold on.
Come out of what?
For coming out.
I'm coming out.
Yes. My sister, 17, came out as a lesbian a week ago, saying that she's known for years, but finally has the courage to come out. A part of this coming out was her dumping her boyfriend of 10 months. The poor guy was head over heels for her and had to learn that she not only was a lesbian, but chose to date him knowing she was one and couldn't have feelings for him. I know him fairly well from shared extracurricular activities, and I know he's very torn up. So I think it was very fucked up of my sister to do that to him. Hence, while my parents and her other friends were all congratulating her and talking about how brave she was, I wasn't, because it didn't sit right with me the way she acted. Mutual friends think I'm an asshole for not supporting her, but I think, as I said, what she did was fucked up, so I'm not in the mood to congratulate her at the moment.
What does she mean by she know him because of extracurricular activities? Like, what does she mean by
I think it's more like them hanging out.
Okay.
I don't think anything other than that. Just
hanging out.
My
know,
mind
him
went
being around.
elsewhere.
I think
My mind
sometimes
went elsewhere when
use
it came to that.
words. So I'm going to assume it is because she's have the pleasure of is hanging around him, getting to know him, you know, like in settings around
Oh.
other things.
Social settings.
Yeah.
So
Not
I
in
would
the other way.
I would tell everyone to live in their truth. No matter what it is that you feel is right or is the right way of living for you, I would tell you to live in your truth. No matter what other people think, no matter deep down inside, if you feel like you're a lesbian and you want to be a lesbian, I would tell you live your best lesbian life you can possibly live. I would question the guy though. 10 months of dating somebody and you didn't catch no red flags that this woman didn't share the same feelings for you that you share for her. I would question. I would question a lot about him though. You know, like you missed all these red flags.
But you know, sometimes people have a good way of tricking you.
A representative can last for so long. To allow a representative to last for 10 months, I would have to she either is the best musician on earth, or he just didn't see what was
Or
right.
he chose, or maybe he chose to ignore.
Love is blind. But at the end of the day,
he was head over heels for it.
You can be head over heels somebody.
He ignored.
Exactly. You can be head over heels somebody, but there's a difference between being stupid. I mean, okay, so love is blind. So I have to somewhat blame. He has to take some of this blame himself. But at the end of the day, you can't once somebody is said of who they are, I would respect it and just move on. At the end of the day, you're 10 months invested. I know, which is a lot. It's a long time for some people, but you know, again, I would want the problem is when you don't live in your truth. This is how different epidemics start, and next thing you know, there's cheating involved. There might be diseases that can't be cured involved. I would just be yourself, and if she wants to be a lesbian, let her be the best lesbian possible, and congratulate your sister. You only get one sister. You don't get this time back. God forbid something happens to her tomorrow. This is still your sister. We have to love your loved ones no matter what life choices they make in their life. I don't think you can take accountability for what they decide they want to do with their life at this point. That's still your sister. You got love on them.
I think. Go ahead,
Heather. Because that's actually a lot. But I'll say this. Everybody's come out story is going to be different. Everyone's story is not going to be the same. I will say this though, and I know this will probably sound controversial coming from me, but if you are trying to figure out your sexuality, if you're trying to figure out where it is that you want to be, don't be in a relationship. Don't be in a situation because it's not fair to that other person. While you're sitting here trying to figure it out, they could be deeply in love with you and trying to figure out, well, what's happening? Why does this person not love me? Like they're basically constantly questioning themselves. Meanwhile, you're just trying to figure out if this is where you want to be. That's not fair to that person at all. And you should never put somebody in that position. Again, her come out story is her come out story, but honestly, to play with somebody like that when you're unsure of what you want to, where you want to be, and who you want to be with is unfair. That's not right.
Okay, my thing is, your sister's relationship ain't none of your damn business. To be perfectly honest.
Okay, so hold on.
I let you talk.
I know where you're about to go.
Let Jay get his point off.
No. I don't want her to forget. Thank you, though.
No, it's
Go
fine.
ahead.
Go ahead, Gerald.
Oh, Heather, it's your floor. The world is yours. Go ahead.
One of y'all go ahead,
please.
No, the only thing I wanted to say is because I know where you're going with the Gerald. At the end of the day, she should still be there for her sister. I was just pointing out in regards to why her sister may look at it that way, but for her not to still be supportive of her in this vulnerable moment is like it's not her business, point blank period. I understand where you're coming from with that. I was just looking at it where her sister could be seeing it from the outside. That's basically what I'm saying.
If this was a heterosexual relationship, we'll tell her to mind her damn business. But now that it's a homosexual relationship, and excuse me if I'm using the wrong language, but now it's not mind her business.
No, not saying that. I'm still okay. I'm still agreeing with what Gerald is saying as far as it not being her business.
Okay.
But the way that she feels about it, I can see where she's coming from as far as being in a relationship with somebody for that long and you still trying to figure out where you want to do, what you want to do, where you want to be. Meanwhile, they want to be with just you. I can see where she's looking at it from that point of view. But I agree with what you're saying as far as it not being her business. At the end of the day, it's still not her relationship.
Go ahead, Jay. What was your point?
Like I said, mind your damn business. Because one, what I do personally with someone else is not your business. And second of all, regardless if you think I was playing with someone, how do you know that the 10 months I wasn't particularly trying to figure out who I was at that particular point? And then at the end of that 10 months, I just really decided that I became that person at the end of the day. Then you're only mad at me because of the extracurricular activities you have with that person, because they're your friend as well. So now you are upset with me because you feel I was playing games. In reality, it may not even been that. Maybe it was a simple fact that I was trying to love this person, but I realized that I just couldn't do it because I'm not living in my truth. It's different scenarios that could have happened at the end of the day. And that's all I really wanted to say about the
I'm
situation.
gonna say this: you should always support somebody when they take the courage to do certain things. And if you don't like how that situation is, have that conversation with your sister. You know, after she come out and she has her thing or whatever, and y'all do whatever, just have that conversation. Just tell her like, you know, I feel like X, Y, and Z. If you don't want to be with a person, you know, maybe next time, you know, you should probably do this way. This is how I feel. I don't know if this is how you feel, but this is how I feel. And have that conversation. You can't assume. You don't know what your sister was feeling in that situation, just like Gerald said, because she could have been trying to figure it out. But if you feel some type of way about it, instead of just being mad and said, I'm not going to congratulate her, go ahead and have a conversation. And it don't have to be in front of everybody. It can be a personal conversation off to the side. But don't spoil her moment and coming out and people, you know, congratulating on her for coming out and being who she is authentically.
That's a fact.
I will also say this, and no one has to agree with me when I say this, but I will also say that I can love and support you and not agree with you at the same time.
That's a fact.
I can love and support you, but not agree with your decisions at the same time.
And that's why I said support her and give her everything that, you know, the congratulations and everything. But if you feel some type of way, instead of assuming and you don't know what's going on with your sister, have a conversation with her. I mean, y'all got to be some type of close if y'all hanging out and doing all kinds of other stuff for you to say what you said. So just have that conversation. But don't sit up there and be like, I'm not going to congratulate her and I'm not going to do this. And she's
that comes up as
being petty as hell.
It definitely is, because the thing is, there's no conversation being had. You're just, you know what? She broke up with him. She was dating him for 10 months and she didn't have no feelings, and that's fucked up. So I'm not. No, give her the love and support she needs, because it takes a lot for people to come out, especially when you don't know the family dynamics of certain things. So it's good that the family and all of them were supportive of that. Be supportive of your sister. But if you feel some type of way, pull her off to the side later on and have that conversation.
And at the end of it all, that's your sister at the end of the day. That's your sister at the end of the day. And you gotta you got to understand that family is everything. No matter good, bad, or indifferent, you may go through the trenches. You may have more bad moments. You may have good moments. But the thing about it is, you if they take a monumental step in life to come to live in their truth as what is being said, and just be honest with themselves inside and out, the support should be there no matter what. Regardless of the fact if you feel so indifferent about the situation, if they take a monumental step of courage, respect it. You ain't got to love it. You but you gotta respect
Or
it.
you ain't gotta love the circumstances that came with it. It ain't for you to
Exactly.
love at the end of the day, because it's not your relationship. Bottom line.
I mean, you gotta respect it at the end of the day. Like I said, you ain't gotta love it,
Like,
but you
I'm
gotta
gonna
respect
love
it.
you. Like, I'm gonna love you regardless. You my sister. I'm gonna love you regardless.
family.
Now, the way
The
you
thing
did
is-
it may be an issue in my head, but at the same time, I congratulate you for taking that step and actually being able to have the courage to say what you wanted to say. And I'm happy that you found who you are and you're able to live with this inner peace that you were searching for. But at the same time, bottom line, it was none of my business that your relationship. Long as y'all not physically hurting each other or anything to that nature, I'm gonna talk to boy and be like, bro, I don't know how it happened, but it happened. Like, if you need steps to get over this, I understand that. I will help you if I can. But what's done is done at the end of the day. She didn't want to be with you because she felt that she couldn't love you the way you loved her. I'm sorry it took this long, but it's
And
not.
I'm sure this
it's not
happens
this
every day.
you can do about it.
I'm sure this happens all the time.
People
Fact.
have to understand too
It
that
does.
everybody has different standards for relationships, and everybody's standard is not going to be the same, or how they feel in relationships. So at the end of the day, how she felt is how she felt, and you need to respect your sister. She decided that that wasn't for her. She's coming out. She's going to live in her truth, and you just got to support her on that, whether you agree with it or not.
Period.
Exactly.
With that
Any more
being said,
rebuttals?
comments?
All right, let's go to the comments.
Yeah, or see, she tied at me too. But
He has an inhaler too, and he loves chicken nuggets, by the way, Professor. Next comment, please.
yeah,
He says she should have known she liked peaches and soft serve ice cream when every time they had relations, she wore sports bras and turned into a starfish in those special moments. But it's always more important to love yourself before you try to love or involve yourself with someone else. I don't agree with her sister's decision, but I understand. Still ain't cool though, because feelings involved, and just because your blood don't make you family. He also says, I wonder how it affected him as well as his psyche.
I'm sure he needs some time to talk to somebody after that.
10 months head over
Yeah.
heels. Yeah.
Yeah, he gonna need some serious therapy after that.
Right.
And with that being said, y'all, we've come to the end of our show.
Heather B, can you
you
take us
already
home?
know what time it is.
Round of
Final
final
thoughts?
remarks.
Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. We truly do appreciate you and love your support. Definitely make sure that you follow all of our social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, as well as YouTube. Our episodes are also uploaded on YouTube as well, if you prefer to watch it that way. I really do not have any parting words or any last words. Just be blessed, everyone. And that's pretty much it. Good night, you guys.
I would say my final word, don't call my name tonight. I'll just go ahead and jump out there before Meech go ahead and give his intellectual properties he's about to drop on us. But I would say thank you for everyone for watching. This is our last show for a minute, but we will be back. Have you seen our reels, our clips, though? I mean, they are starting to roll out a little slow, but we are getting them out there. We got some reels, some clips. Please interact with our posts that we post up. I know there's a couple of them about one and gotta go. I know there's a couple mental health posts out there, and I know Gerald gave his opinion on PE being his favorite class. But we got more funny clips coming. The team has done a great job with the clips and reels, so look forward for that coming out. My final thoughts on the show is I somewhat commend some of y'all for even writing some of these, because the thought that you even sat back and thought, am I the asshole, means that you kind of gave some type of thought process to even care to show that, or to think that, hey, am I wrong? Am I right? So the fact that you even thought about, it past the story, or past the action that happens, I actually can commend you, but I'm never gonna commend Miss Eat the Kids Food. You got a special place in hell, and I hope you go there for eating the kids 4-piece chicken nuggets like that after eating your own goddamn salad. Other than that, accountability, people. Accountability. Take accountability. Know when you're right. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be the bigger person. Sometimes, if you gotta say I'm sorry when you know you wasn't wrong, just say I'm sorry. Just
I was a bigger person.
here we go.
Sorry, I had to do it to you.
Well, if you get, never mind. Mama Cookie and Eli watching. Never mind. Be the bigger person. Say don't be move on. Support your people. Love on your people. Tomorrow's not promised. With that, I am out of here. Meech, please hit us with something dope.
Whew. Well, first off, I'd just like to thank everyone for sounding off in the comment section. It's your engagement that really keeps the segment going, and we appreciate the energy y'all bring each and every time. And for my final remarks, some of these stories. Oh my lord! All I gotta say is don't bank on something, because don't bank on something so heavy and make that your sure thing. Because once that sure thing ends, what's next? You don't have no plan after that, or what? This is why I say always have a blueprint in case something doesn't work out. Because if something doesn't work out, then you go to the blueprint you had set aside. Always stay a step ahead, so that way you don't feel stuck in a situation.
I'm running down to speak. Stay a step ahead, so I'm gonna be stuck. Got it. That's a good word. That's a good word. What you got? Fuck stud muffin. Hashtag.
Oh shit! I didn't even know.
You don't pull it out my book. I'm proud of you, sir. You don't pull it out my book. Look at you catching on. You slick son of a. You
All right.
slick.
So look.
I did not
So
catch
look.
that until now. You
But as Heather B said, follow us on all social media platforms: YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And as far as my final thoughts, love who you love. Be careful, and fuck Stud Muffin. And I'm out of here.
Meech, you're not making it no better doing that. Stop. That's a weird angle to see that going on. Stop. I want to tell everybody thank you for tuning in. Yes, this is our last show for a while until October. But what'd you say?
For some weeks. I was just sorry.
Yeah. But we will be dropping some things. You guys can interact with us. And also, just know, that I have a birthday coming up next month. So if you're feeling nice, go ahead and drop it in the Cash App. It's linked right there for my birthday.
Oh, no, hold up. You timed that too perfectly right there. And no one care about your birthday, but y'all go ahead and tip her for. Go ahead and show your love. Show your love.
Please,
Show your love.
it is my big 4-0. This
No,
is
it's your 30. It's your 39th.
It's my 39 plus 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, y'all show her love for her 40th,
Show
y'all.
me love, but I want to say sometimes if you gotta ask, are you the asshole? You just might be. Other times, you're not. But live life, love, and laugh. I'm out.
And with that being said, we have come to the end of UTR's Talk Yo Shit, the Reddit Files Part 2.
We still have
with that being said,
comments if you guys wanted to read them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please, go ahead.
Mama Cookie says a hard truth sometimes showing up for yourself means you have to disappoint other people. You have to learn to be okay with that respectfully.
Amen. I mean, yes.
Talk your shit, mama.
Says, when y'all leave off of here, panel, make sure y'all hug someone, please, and let go of the tension. Let go of whatever is occupying your mind that's not supposed to be there. Phenomenal show as always. Keep being blessed and great job. And then he shows love.
Thank you, Eli.
Mama Cookie says, I love you guys on the show. The show was awesome. Remember, when life gives you 100 reasons to cry, show life you have 1,000 reasons to smile. Be blessed, everyone. Thank you so much, Mama Cookie. There is Cash App if you would like to bless her for her birthday.
I'm turning my camera off. Comment.
Eli says, hold up, your Cash App is pretty in pink. Understood. Time for me to go take a shot. You could have just ended it at the last one, Eli. God damn.
You're doing so good.
With
bro.
that being said, we are out of here. This is the end of Talk Your Shit. And with that being said, take care of yourselves and each other. We love y'all. We out of here.